up, guys?
Hi, guys.
My name is Brandon Harding.
I'm Jordy.
I am a YouTuber,
I'm an online health and fitness coach.
bodybuilder,
I own a clothing brand.
company owner,
I do YouTube.
running my business,
I love to compete.
spend time with my beautiful girlfriend right next to me.
Is it true what they say about steroids and penis size?
Do you think that someone is capable of change once they've cheated? Because they say once cheater, always a cheater.
Jordy,
Yeah.
have you ever cheated? Have you been cheated on? Would
Yeah.
you rather be really tall, 6'3", and have a 3-inch penis, or would you rather be 5'2" and have an 8-inch penis?
It was the ex that cheated on me, so I fucked his best friend.
When did you lose your virginity?
When I was...
How was it losing your virginity? How much would you suck a dick for?
Come
I'm
where?
not saying anything about
Oh,
anything that
God.
you
want me to
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a canine.
Get your hand off my leg.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to come here.
Right, I need to intro this. Right. Welcome back to the Reality Check. My name is Spooner. I'm joined with...
Schwan.
Brandon.
Jordy.
And today we're going to be asking some lovely questions, as per usual, about these two delightful individuals. Well, one of them is, the other one's all right. So, we're going to jump into it. If you could just tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll start with you, Brandon.
No, I'll let Jordy start first.
No, you can go. No.
Oh.
Ladies first.
Oh.
All right, I'm the
be
biggest lady
nervous.
here. So, what's up, guys? Do I look anywhere, by the way?
You can look me in the eyes, look here, or look there.
While I'm introing it? Okay, all right. What's up, guys? My name is Brandon Harding. I am a YouTuber, bodybuilder, company owner. Recently got a IFBB Pro card, so you could say I was a pro bodybuilder. It feels kind of strange to say that. But I basically just like spend a lot of my time running my business, spend time with my beautiful girlfriend right next to me, and growing my channel, creating content, and just trying to have a good time while doing it all. And yeah, that's me.
Beautiful.
Hi, guys. I'm Jordy. I'm an online health and fitness coach. I own a clothing brand and I do YouTube and a bunch of other things as well. Content creation, and I love to compete. So basically, that's about it.
Bikini girl.
Bikini gal.
Why are you putting an American accent on? I thought you were English.
I'm Canadian. Get out of here. I'm like the odd one out in the group.
So you two are in a relationship, you know,
Yes.
and you two do OnlyFans together. How did that start? What do you guys do?
I'll let Jordy start.
Who actually started?
I didn't even want to fucking do it.
Okay, so you did OnlyFans before?
No, okay.
No.
No. The only time that we've done OnlyFans is together. No, never alone.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was a random thing that came about because I had a conversation with Nicole Drinkwater, if you know who that is. She used to date Larry Wheels, was his partner in crime and everything like that. They were together for very, very long. And we met her when we were in Dubai, and she did OnlyFans. We were like, okay, what? We would never do that type of situation.
We laughed in the face of it.
Yeah, we actually laughed. I put it on my story once that I was like, I would never do OnlyFans. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Look at me
Never.
now.
But it was weird. We like had a conversation because we were like, we like to film our sex life behind the scenes, and we have always done it since we
Actually,
started.
no. I don't think if I didn't pull the camera out, we would have never done it.
But we did
I
it.
was the one that was like, I got a really good camera. Shall I use it?
He loves recording.
That's
I
his
what
wanna
I
make
shit.
it
do.
edit.
That's literally
Yeah,
what I
right.
do.
He
I'm like, I want
loves-
to edit this just for myself.
But even within like the first couple of weeks of us seeing each other, without us being in a relationship, we filmed something just for like us, not
That
to
took
post
that took
anywhere.
a week actually.
Wait,
sorry,
we can meet in each other.
So I'll break it down. We met, and it was in Canada. We'd known of each other for like 4 or 5 days, and when we met, we were just like, oh fuck. We looked at each other in the eyes. Like we shook hands because we were actually meeting in more of a formal setting. I was helping with the videography situation. But when we met, it was like, oh shit, this is going to be a bit of a pickle now because we both like, clearly like each other. And sparks were flying. It was the whole thing. And then we were like, we have to spend time together. So we organized a workout. We trained together. And Jordy messaged me around the nighttime, and we were like flirting a little bit. And she was like, was it the same for you as it was for me? And I was like, yes, it was. And
He was sitting there like,
yeah. I was like, trust me, fucking hell, my leg extensions did it.
It's also like curls, actually.
Well, yeah. So that was really, really great. And then we were like, right, we have to sort this out. We have to get together. And it was just like immediate, just like ignition. Immediately, like
Ignite.
everything ignited. And within days, we were like together. And then because it was so much tension right off the bat,
You thought, let me get my camera out.
No,
no,
it
no,
wasn't.
no,
right-
no.
It wasn't like the right away.
Can I say
Get
something?
it, doggy,
Can I
let me
say
film
something?
it.
Can I say something?
let's not let
Okay, go,
Brandon
go, go.
talk.
No,
Sorry.
it's going to be. Do I have permission to talk about
Talk about
the
what?
high five?
Oh fuck. Okay,
No, he
yeah.
has to
Go
now.
for it.
So the first, Jordy came round.
I'm such a bro.
The first time we slept together, after it's finished, she high-fived me.
I was like, nice.
Because it was all right.
You high five.
She fucking high-fived me, bro.
Yep, don't ask.
It was like,
Don't
I've
ask.
been
That was
fist
great.
bumped. I've been fist bumped, yeah, but that's South London girls, mate.
No, I've been high fived.
I was like,
and
wow.
I was
I
like,
texted a girl once and she was just laughing the whole time. I was like, what's going on here,
Oh,
mate?
mate, that's
So
rough.
fuck's
Laughing?
sake, I'm sorry.
Oh,
She,
sorry.
was just like, she couldn't stop laughing. I think she was really awkward.
I don't think that was the reason, mate.
But anyway, so I was like, wow, I felt really good because I was like, I must have done all right. Anyway, because it was like, obviously,
how I felt.
it was all going really well and it gave me a lot of confidence because we were able to just like be ourselves and do things. And I was like, you know what? I want to like remember this because it's so good. I want to like, record it.
That's literally the same reasoning
I
I
don't
did.
remember.
I was there with a tripod doing
Oh my
production,
god, no,
slow-mo
no.
this, the
He
whole
was
thing.
like,
It
can
was
I actually
incredible.
pull out
Use
the
slow-mo.
camera?
Yeah.
He was like, I promise we'll only do like one angle or two. Fucking like 12 different
I changed the
angles
lens
for like
twice.
2 hours.
Literally, that is literally what I would say. I'd be like, no, we'll just do like this one angle, and then I'll be doing it, and I'll be like, no, actually, this looks really good from here. I'm like, trust me, you'll thank me. You look beautiful from
So
here.
within 4 or 5 days, you
No.
was doing a. Oh, was this later on?
There's a long journey to it. The way.
Okay.
do you
When
want me
was the
to-
first
shall I-
time you filmed?
Shall I start with like breaking down?
First time we filmed probably like 2 weeks after sleeping with each other.
Okay.
So
So
The film,
within 2 weeks, you
the
was
filming
doing
happened
porno.
relatively soon, and
Our own private porn.
Yeah, we kept it. I kept it for myself, of course. There was a situation that happened. This original video was actually deleted because we actually had a little bit of a break because I wasn't typically ready to. I just got out of a really long relationship.
AKA
So when-
he was a dickhead.
When we were seeing each other, we stopped seeing each other because we weren't official,
I know the films.
and then we broke up. She was like, delete the video, so I deleted the video, and then
You actually deleted it.
I actually deleted it.
Yeah.
Beta.
Deleted it.
Beta.
Put it in his private vault.
I did delete it.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Sure.
It's
Low key still got it.
Do you think it?
Probably
Mine are
still
deleted as
somewhere.
well.
It would be on OnlyFans right now if it was because it was really good.
You can't put it on
could've made
OnlyFans,
thousands
'cause then
from it.
she's going to know that you lied about deleting it. You've definitely still got
He'd
it
be
in a
in so
private
much
album.
trouble.
You know the ones that where you log in with the code?
Jordy has
Face
been,
ID.
Jordy's been on my phone. She knows. Like, there's nothing like that.
Yeah, it's the other phone.
No,
the
you can
12
actually
other
put in a
phones.
different code and it shows up as like no images in there.
How would you know this?
Because I've got one. I've got a collection.
He's sitting there
Oh,
like,
God.
shut the fuck
Brandon's
up,
like,
bro.
tell me your
No,
secrets.
for real. Like I'll put my hands up. I've never done that. But why can I not say the truth? It just sounds like a lie. But honestly, over the course of a year and a half of the relationship, we filmed things now and again, a couple things here and there, and it was just like part of like what we were doing, and it was really nice and stuff. Especially.
It was so nice, so
It was
wholesome.
nice. Well, it was
You
nice
can give
'cause,
it
like-
to your kids later on as well.
It was
Show
nice.
them on
It
their
was nice
birthday.
because when
Here's how you
if we were
made.
ever apart, I could just watch it and
We were never apart.
And just
We were-
stroke one out.
Yeah, definitely.
Get the cream and the tissues.
The cream
No,
and the
I don't need
tissue.
that shit.
Bro, why are
It's
you
not,
wanking?
it's
like
not a
that?
40-year-old
I don't
virgin.
wank, do I, mate?
Oh yeah, he doesn't wank.
Okay, fair enough.
I've not masturbated in 7 years.
So you took NoFap really seriously.
Yeah, it's actually really good for you. Try it.
I don't think he
No.
could.
No thanks.
I honestly don't think he could.
Honestly, just
it makes
sounds
sex
awful.
so much better.
I'm running a decent amount of gear. Not now. I've been on TRT for 11 weeks, but when I'm on, I have to let it out.
I'm completely natural, and I still do like 5 a day.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
5 a day.
5?
We got
Oh, mate.
5
Don't you
a
think
day.
you could be
You
more
need some-
productive in your
that's
day
why
if you
that's
were
why it takes so long for me to get my
5
pictures.
days?
Yeah. Oh, it's coming longer now, bro.
How do you do 5 a day? So what,
I'm joking.
No, it's not 5 every day, bro. It's
what,
just
you wake up 1.
yeah. Well,
You
you
have
wake up.
breakfast 1.
No, I
You do
go
some
back
work,
to back,
then
bro.
1.
Put on his
Now you
cereal.
have 3. Then what? You have lunch 1. Go for dinner then 1.
Five's a lot, you know.
That's a lot.
All right, it was
Bro,
an
how long are these
exaggerated
wanks
number.
for as well? Like
It's also a lot of
10
time.
minutes. You spend
No, I
an
could just-
hour a day wanking. Bro, you call me, you tell me I've been working hard. Yeah, working hard on
working
Pornhub, mate. Yeah.
Fucking hell, bro.
What genre of porn do you lot like? What's your favourite?
What, me?
Yeah. Other than your,
Anything
your,
with
your
Jordy
own,
is.
other than your own videos. Are you like the guy in the what's that fucking movie called with Patrick Bateman where he's in the mirror just smashing and he's like
No,
flexing
no.
in it?
You
What's
have
it
to
called?
do that now.
I would
bro.
American Psycho. That's it.
I would typically say my favorite stuff was obviously to watch our own stuff, my own stuff. Obviously because of the fact that Jordy turns me on. Obviously, otherwise, you know, it would be a very awkward situation. But
But no, I believe you as well
Yeah.
because that's why you film it.
yeah,
So do you watch more yourself or?
Yes, sometimes if I watch stuff, if I
focus more on yourself.
no, watch our own stuff. I thought you meant.
No,
I thought
I'm
you
saying,
meant.
who do you like look at more? Do you ever look at yourself more?
I'm barely in it.
Oh.
My face isn't in it. Barely, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I would say that if I ever do watch stuff that isn't the OnlyFans stuff or whatever is private, then if it's not working, or if I'm not I'm not going to finish, I'll just put our video on and it just takes 30 seconds.
So what do you watch? What's the category you go for?
Category. I just pick whatever on, mate.
Nah, you don't. Come on.
I
You
don't
must
know-
have something. You
Must have a
some
cat.
fetish.
If I type anything in, it's like blowjob. I like blowjobs.
You like blowjobs?
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
He's obsessed
Seriously?
with blowjobs.
Can you look into the camera and say, my name's Brandon Harding and I like blowjobs?
Absolutely not.
Already's going.
Yeah, I know, because I've actually never
so
I've never
awkward.
spoken about this sort of stuff.
Yeah,
it's,
this-
it's a whole thing.
We
But
really don't talk about this.
But it's crazy, isn't it, right? Because you guys do OnlyFans, so people would have thought you'd be much more comfortable. opening
Yeah,
up
no.
about sex,
Yeah.
but that's probably an assumption people make about
Yeah.
people that do OnlyFans.
So I'll break down how it started. So
Really
obviously,
awkward.
Jordy said about Nicole, the person that her friend, that was our friend in Dubai, and she had OnlyFans. And then we realized that people were very, very close to doing OnlyFans. And then he showed us how much money they made. And then we met someone else, and everyone was talking about OnlyFans and how much money they made. And I was like, you know what? One night, it's literally, Jordy was speaking about it to me for 3 months. It took me 3 months of like literally saying, no, I'm not going to do it,
She
whatever
was
else.
drilling you for it, bro.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't drilling. It was
No,
like
not drilling.
it was like
It was brought up loads, and every time I was like, no. I was just
Not
straight
loads,
no.
just once a day.
I was like, I've got people that follow me and stuff, potentially that are quite young, that maybe look at my pictures or watch my YouTube videos and seek some sort of motivation or inspiration from that. And I don't want them to have this like weird image that I'm just like laying into my girlfriend online and they can watch it if they want to, because then the perception of what I've tried to create is kind of destroyed. And that was why I said no for so long. And one night, I was just on a bit of a mad one. I was like, let's fucking do it.
And I looked at him like, what? I didn't even bring it up.
I was having a bit more confidence.
didn't even
first
bring it
time. I
up.
wasn't
Are you
confident.
not worried that, like, do you not find it that someone is looking at your woman, that you are like, because you're quite a big guy, you go gym and all that, you're like a protector, provider, and there's guys out there masturbating over your woman.
That I've never no, because how do I feel about it? I don't think about.
You don't think about it, but if you thought about it, would that piss you off?
It has pissed me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that one regret that you have from doing
there
it?
is many times I've probably said it 10 times in the past year and a half. I don't want to do it anymore. Let's delete it. But then the payment comes in, and you're like, oh fuck.
It's also out there,
What's the
bro.
most you
It's
guys have
done.
earned?
Yeah, and it's also too late.
What's the most you guys have earned off it?
We earned
Like-
we earned 70k in a month
Beautiful.
before,
Well, congratulations.
so that was alright.
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised if it's 2 hours of filming, different lenses, mate.
Definitely
Some
not that-
high
not
quality
that video.
production.
No,
No.
no, that one video was the first video I've ever made, and it's made us the most because it obviously. But
Made you the most?
It's
No,
made
no,
Deleted it?
No, different video.
the first one we ever posted.
Oh,
First
sorry.
one we ever posted
That
on
one
there.
video made you 70k.
The first video that we ever
Pretty much,
Or
posted.
is that just so? Do you so?
Has it slowly started dipping?
It slowly dips, but
dips and then goes up.
we gave a shit like
you don't
recently.
really post about
We
it.
gave a shit recently. It was dipping down, but we gave a shit, and our month tripled because we stopped.
We
and
actually
then,
tried.
and then we tried, and then it went up again. So it's very up and down. We don't just like live on OnlyFans, right? It's like some months I don't create a single piece of content. We don't even like literally nothing, and it's really bad for business. But then when we try, we're like, oh, because that's the devil of what wanting to pull out and getting back in, wanting to pull out, getting back in, because obviously I don't identify like someone. And I don't think Jordy does either, as an OnlyFans person or an OnlyFans couple, just because we have it. It's not even in my bio anymore, mate.
It's not like
People just
our
find it.
identity, quote unquote. Like it's
So,
like we.
What is your OnlyFans?
What is it?
Yeah, what's the name?
You can't know it.
I'm gonna go subscribe.
It's basically something vlogs.
Brandon
We thought it was
Hardcock.
hilarious. Should we just say it? It doesn't matter.
Brandon Harcourt.
No,
It's what he really likes.
it's BJ vlogs. But it makes sense, right? Because it's Brandon Jordy vlogs,
Yeah.
But he also, yeah.
but it's
And you
blowjob
love
vlogs as
blowjobs.
well, so it makes sense. Pretty funny.
Have you ever thought about collabing with someone else?
No,
No.
If you
Say it with a straight face.
I'm serious.
No.
Have you-
I'm serious.
is there if there is someone, if you thought of someone now
You mean like collaborating in like a share for share, or actually doing it with somebody else?
Do it with someone
with
else.
someone else?
No.
No, we actually a situation happened in Canada that fucking really
Oh my-
pissed me off.
Jeez. He exploded.
What is it?
I was gonna beat the fuck out of somebody in the gym.
Yeah.
Basically, some guy.
And he's not like that. Like he's not aggressive. He's not like I'm
Never.
gonna beat this person.
I
like,
haven't had a
he's
fight since I was 14
he's
years old.
not like that person at all.
And there was this guy who is in Canada, and they are swingers. He's been with his girlfriend for like 7 years.
Wife.
It was his girlfriend for like 6 years, and then he's got a wife for 7 years.
No, they've been married for 6 years.
Yeah, okay, I got the years wrong. Either way, they've been together for 15 years. So he's clearly, they're very open in their relationships and what they do and stuff. And they have a club that they go to, that they invite people to, and they've got a good friendship group. And we found out recently, that they all just go there and fuck each other all the time.
It's like a sex club.
And I just,
Sounds awful.
I didn't know it because
Yeah, God.
I didn't know because I'd spent time with these people and they've dropped me and Jordy home, different stuff, and blah, blah, blah. I thought they were like really cool people. And I still think they're okay, obviously, because there's friendship, there are people in the friendship group that we're very, very close with. But there was a particular incident. I'm going to ask your opinion on something afterwards as well. There was an incident where Jordy received a message on Instagram by this guy who was basically inviting her to the sex club.
Right.
And was like, oh, come along, you'll feel really comfortable. There's a room. It's really like kind
There's
of
a dark
Loads
room.
of dicks there.
Everyone else does
You'll
it
feel
behind
really
their back.
Everyone else does it, but don't worry.
But you
won't.
don't have to be there.
But you don't have to whatever. But just
can
come
just be in the
along,
front.
and whatever happens, right?
We've got the 85 mil out. You'll be
I
good.
messaged him straight away. I was like, if you come in the gym, I will literally beat the fuck out of you. I was like, if you step foot, and he's a coach at the gym as well.
Wait. So did he know she was with you?
Well, yeah.
he's
We've
friends.
been out to like parties and stuff like that
Yeah,
with
together.
them.
Together.
Like
And
us
he
two.
DM'd her.
Yeah,
He DM'd Jordy.
Bro, his jaw would have
And-
got swung.
And it was his girlfriend's or his wife's birthday party, and she
Yeah.
didn't know that
He,
DM'd
as a
me.
man, should have asked you.
Well, the thing is,
That's what he.
I was going to ask you.
yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was
Oh.
like, if there was ever a situation, because obviously it gets misconstrued. Yeah, we have the OnlyFans and we post, so obviously those would be the kind of people that might be interested in threesomes, foursomes, or gangbang, because they, that person might be comfortable with the whole world just seeing them privately, right? So why would they not want to do that kind of thing? Because it's easy to get that misconstrued. So I think that's why he asked. Because we did that, right? And he's obviously probably watched it, done his fucking business and all that kind of stuff, right? And that's just like the devil that comes along with it. And that's the part that sucks the most. But the
I
fact
was
that
literally about to ask you that. Do you feel gutted that now people might view you or your partner in that way?
I would like to think that I think there's going to be a lot of people in the future that wish they didn't jump on the bandwagon, because eventually,
There
with
is
the
a
way
lot of
society's
people.
going, everyone's going to have it. And the amount of money, it's basically monopoly money. You're just chilling. Some people ask me what I do for a job sometimes on YouTube. They're just like, what does this guy actually do? I can go to sleep and make thousands. I don't have to do anything. I could just sell that sort of stuff. Obviously, I work very hard with the other stuff that I do. If I didn't care about hard body or bodybuilding or sponsorship work or any stuff, I would get a lot more sleep, and I would just be able to post sex videos and have a great time and make loads of money. And
What
that we
earns
can't.
the most?
Hard body, I think it makes the most revenue. I would say.
What you're really doing is you're chilling, and then you're phoning me at 2 o'clock in the morning, asking me questions and waffling. Where should I go in Ibiza, bro? You tell me where I'm going, and
was in the
I will go
airport.
there.
We were at the airport.
Oh my god, let me tell you this story.
Oh God.
It's what time was this when you rang me?
Midday. It was like
This was
No,
midday.
this is
Yeah,
like
this is
right
midday.
before we were getting on the
Okay,
plane.
yeah. So it was midday. I get a phone call from Brandon. He's like, "What's up, bro?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "So do you know anywhere good in Ibiza to stay?" And I'm like,
That was like as we were getting on the flight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not really sure. I can ask my mate, and he was like, yeah, basically we're at the airport. I haven't booked anywhere yet. We're just going. So
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this pressure. I rang my mate Callum. I was like, mate, where does he go? Told him. He was at the airport on the plane, booked his Airbnb on the way there.
What did you think of Ibiza?
I thought it was pretty awesome actually.
Really?
Really cool.
I'm going there
but
tomorrow.
it's also really like
It was really dungy and like
overwhelming.
grimy as well.
people are a little bit like
lovely.
we were in
But
the
the club was
area
fun.
that
The
we
club
were.
was fun.
The club was fun, but like
What club?
Which one? Were we Amnesia?
Yeah, it's
It
alright.
was
what's it
actually
called?
really cool.
Amnesia.
Amnesia. It's like one of the first clubs in Ibiza, and it was like just very like hardcore warehouse vibes, which we weren't even up to going out that night. Brandon was like, "Oh, I don't want to go. I don't want to go," and I was like, "Come on, let's rally, let's go." And it was just the music that we both needed for the night, and it was awesome.
It was
But
deep. It was bassy. It was grimy.
It
It
was
was
dark.
house. It was everything, man. It was
Might
like,
have to go there.
Have you been Mykonos?
Yes, and
have not
I'm
been.
going tomorrow.
You're going tomorrow.
You're going tomorrow.
You're not going.
I'm not going tomorrow.
Are you all right with that?
He's going.
I'm going to go see my mate in Amsterdam.
Oh, okay.
I basically, because we're moving to Canada for the next like year, pretty much. I'll be back to see family a little bit, but we're going to spend the next year in Canada because we just spent the past 2 years in Brighton. Obviously, with Jordy being Canadian, I'm in the UK. We basically just dedicated a lot of like 2 years of our life being in the UK so I could see my family more and just be here, right? So now we're switching it up. So essentially, I was like, right, I'm going to go see my mate. Probably not going to see him for a long time. Jordy doesn't want to stay at home because the only reason she's in the UK is to see me and to
I
be
also
with me.
don't love to just stay in the UK by
So
myself.
she was like, fuck it, I'm going on holiday then. It's only 2 days. And that's it. And then we're going to go Canada.
What I wanted to ask you actually was, what was it like for you to like realistically drop everything and come here for Mr. Brandon Harcourt?
Honestly, I didn't think about it initially like that. I thought I was going to visit my boyfriend in the UK, and I wasn't thinking that I was picking up my life and just moving it. That
had
was
no
not my
idea.
initial
Yeah.
plan
He trapped
whatsoever.
you.
I didn't even speak.
Yeah.
Like, I left my family, my dog. Like, I have a French bulldog at home and stuff, and I left them there, obviously. And it was such a weird spin and turn of events because I had never been to Europe. I had never been to UK, nothing on this side of the world. So coming here, I wasn't expecting to be here for long, but like the whole COVID situation happened. And we ended up going to Dubai and moving there for 5 months, stayed there. And then we ended up back in Canada 8 months later. And I had never been away from home for more than like a month. And it was such an overwhelming feeling because going to like a new country and trying to make friends and trying to start fresh from being like
Especially
more
as a
of
female, I think it's a
Yeah.
lot more difficult than a male.
especially in the UK, because girls in the UK are not the most open to friendships and new relationships. So when I'm coming into the gym or coming into a friend group or stuff like that, I'm judged like crazy. I'm judged for everything that
And
I say,
because-
what I look like. Oh my God,
Do you know?
judged.
I think it's also like because like for this example, we'll say Canada is basically America, as it is, and you're very like extroverted, loud, and stuff. And British
Yeah.
women, they get like, or British people, they would either get annoyed by it or they would feel jealous that you're getting the attention.
Yeah, I
and it's
guess.
like you're lovely. You're a lovely person. You shouldn't
Thank you.
have any issues with.
I've
becoming
literally seen it
friends.
so many times where like there'll be a gym full of girls, people that Jordy could be friends with. And
I try.
because she's very beautiful, she's blonde, and she's very happy, and she's always smiling,
And bouncing.
and she's very bouncy, and just
making
a joy
noise.
to be around, right? So
Yeah.
girls see that, and immediately I see their faces. They're intimidated. They're talking
100%.
shit. They're looking side by side. Obviously, as you would, because girls, people in the UK have a more negative outlook on life. I would believe they complain a lot. Oh, the electricity bill's too high.
They're very
I
judgy.
got another
The
parking
electricity
fine.
bill is really high. Like,
I get it.
Agreed.
But people complain a lot. And it's just like the jealousies are like, especially when you come from a town like myself and obviously start doing something like posting on YouTube that not everybody does. Because now a lot more people are content creators because everyone's got a TikTok. But before, there wasn't many people because TikTok was even like, when that came around, I've been doing social media for 4 years. And it just like, people just hated me because I was doing something different. They would talk shit. I would walk into a room, they'd be like, that's the fucking YouTuber.
I thought, I've told you this before. Before I knew who you were, I thought you were a dickhead.
you
Like,
said
I'll
you was a
keep it
dickhead
real with
earlier,
you.
mate. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, but he's
no.
still a dickhead. But no, when I first heard of you, it was just you were just like this abnormally ripped guy with long arms on social media.
Well, yeah.
topless, wearing jeans that were basically sprayed on.
Yeah.
But people
And
always
I knew
judge.
nothing. I knew nothing.
They always judge
Yeah.
you by what you
Just
post. So it's really hard, even in person. Like they judge you just the way that you look or the way that you carry yourself. Just because you're smiling and happy and bopping around doesn't mean like
So that's
anything else.
that's the way I would think you.
Yeah, I met
like,
loads of
struggle to-
Canadian girls when I went to Lum. They were literally like my favorite. They're so like how can I say it? Like open, like they don't give a shit. Like
I know what you mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Do
literally
what?
like
You know what I mean?
There's literally like
People
one,
are-
one
I know
or
what
2
you mean,
hours
yeah.
conversation.
People are nice.
And
I've only been with one
thing
Canadian
led
girl.
to
What are you
the
talking
other.
about?
But yeah, so how have you ever thought about not just on OnlyFans, but ever just randomly just bringing someone else involved in your sex life,
No.
no.
like a girl?
We actually recently had a
had a
conversation
conversation.
recently, and it was like, what if this? What if that? If there was a guy, if there was a girl, like what? And we came to the conclusion. We were just like, it's not for us.
No.
We just decided it was a no.
But you actually had a conversation about it.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it started.
No, but it
The
wasn't
seeds-
like
the
a,
seeds
like-
being planted.
No. It wasn't.
Who started the conversation?
You did.
Of course he did.
It was based on me,
Slanted.
but it was based on like understanding why certain things in like our close life are the way they are. Like, why do we like doing certain things? It's just like it was like, okay, would that be the same as if it was someone else? And it's like it's actually just not, because like emotionally and like obviously Jordy's the person I want to marry. Like, I don't want to have thoughts in the future of my wife, the person I want to die with, getting ploughed. I don't want to do that. And I'm sure Jordy doesn't want to have a vision of some other girl giving me head, because that's something that
You instantly think about blowjobs, don't you?
You love a blowjob, innit? Do you find it easy to come off a blowjob?
No.
No.
It just feels good.
Yeah, I don't.
But it's the reason I said that is because obviously Jordy knows that I like it. So I think that if Jordy was seeing me receive something that I actually really like from another person, that would really emotionally affect her.
Do you have any weird kinks?
Do I?
Go on. There's one that you don't want to say. Say it.
What?
There was that one
No,
time.
no. You've laughed now. She's not even can't even look at the camera. What is it? Do you like stuff up your ass or something?
No.
No. I could.
Gets a
no.
hard
It's more
body
so a
belt.
you
No,
thing.
it's not a me thing. It's a you thing.
It's a you thing.
It's a you
That's
thing.
No, it's not.
No.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's some
sure?
things that
I
don't
thought
need to be spoken
there
about.
was no hidden things.
there's-
yeah?
No, it's
You're
not.
open about
It's not.
everything.
Obviously, what you do behind closed doors for those two people to.
Other than when you post it
must be
Other
online.
than what's posted on
The 2
I
hours
wouldn't tell you.
clips.
There's something posted. There is something posted.
Is it poo?
of
What
it.
is it? You like poo?
No, there's no poop involved.
If it's posted, you might as well say.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, it's not really a.
It's not because of me. It's not my choice. No, it's.
What do you mean?
I didn't
It's
ask.
asking as
Do you
if
like
I'm making you do
squirt?
it.
No, not like that. No.
It was. Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake, bro.
This is so awkward.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay.
I do rock, paper, scissors. If I win. then
Rock,
you have
paper,
to-
scissors then, fine. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
I lost.
That one's
Sorry
going
about
off the
that one.
cards. Just know.
Just imagine it's him getting pegged. That's
No,
what it
it's
is.
not that.
It's
So
not
it's
that.
nothing to do with my ass. But I will say that, like, obviously, two people that are very expressive, things happen. I don't know. Things get used.
I need to know.
Things get used.
Just let your imagination go wild.
Dildos. Butt plugs.
Strap-ons.
Nope.
No. Just-
Vibrators.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Water pistols.
Things can be private.
Oh, is
Some
it
things
true
can.
what they say about steroids and penis size?
Definitely not.
There we go.
You pack in big heat.
I'm not small.
They call him Brandon Hardcock for a reason.
I'm not small, of course.
Of course.
Well, I wouldn't want to post things on OnlyFans if I was self-conscious.
Yeah.
And one thing that I do enjoy sometimes is when I'm on prep and my legs go a bit smaller, it just looks even bigger.
You put it on 0.5 from an angle, stretches it back.
No, yeah. Sometimes that goes into the question as well, because you were like, how does it make you feel knowing that other guys might watch? Right, I feel like that's because another reason why I can get over it and I don't mind is because I think I have I don't always have the best opinion of myself, but I don't think I'm a bad catch. So as in like my internal view of myself, sometimes I like think I could be a better person. And sometimes the past sort of affects me, but I also think that Jordy ain't getting better than me.
Yeah.
So
No, that's
No,
fair.
no,
And
you
then the
are-
I
thing
do
is,
think that she's never going to get anyone that's going to
the
love her
thing is
like
as
I do.
well, is like if you guys stop seeing each other, you will not be able to go through life without seeing something to do with this man.
Yeah.
Like he will always pop up, whether it's on your For You page,
I
whether
did
it's something.
say, I was like, if Jordy ever cheated on me, I would be so famous. I would be such a billionaire. I would be everywhere.
Yeah.
But also, like, at the end of the day, like, if you break up with someone, you're going to see something about them inevitably. Someone's going to talk to you about them, about their life,
Even if
about
they're-
things
yeah,
that have happened.
even if they're not known.
Even if they're not known, like
Jordy's mum
my
will bring
mom-
up Jordy's ex sometimes randomly, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
just because like his family was like really connected to my family, and his family lives in the same area that mine does.
15 minutes
I
down the
gl-
street.
So at the end of the day, like it
15
doesn't matter
minutes.
how popular someone is, you're gonna hear about your ex no matter what,
Yeah.
unless they're from a completely different continent in the entire world. But like we'll still be connected because we're all in
I was
the
going to
fitness
say,
industry.
you are from different areas.
But even if you're in the same area, if you're not in the same area, you're still gonna hear about your ex.
Yeah.
It's just
You're
inevitable.
quite a jealous person then.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say.
Why would you say you're jealous?
I think
what triggers you when you hear her mum talk about
that necessarily doesn't trigger me. It does annoy me a little bit sometimes, but like I think it's a matter of like it all comes from the past. So I would imagine that jealousy and the negative thoughts and all that things come from obviously where you're from, your past and all that sort of stuff. So obviously I told you before, I didn't have any friends when I was in first school, middle school, and I went through a really bad time in my family too. I ran away from home a lot. I had just really bad negative thoughts. I didn't have a great relationship with my mum as well. I've never really had. I do now, but before I was 20 years old, it was really, really bad, right? So
Same as me.
This comes from. I imagine all the things that come from that is obviously not wanting to feel alone, not wanting to be neglected, all those sort of things, not being approved, all that sort of stuff. Just like people. So when somebody like wouldn't choose you, and the concept of like someone being like you know me so well. And no one knows me the way you do. And no one connects with me the way you do. And no one's my safe place the way you are. So how the fuck could you ever be with someone else? Because you're all I've got. So me thinking about losing that is very hard.
Did you have an ex before?
I had an ex, yeah.
Obviously, he's had an ex before.
No, but he's saying he couldn't imagine you like with someone else.
No, of course. But that was very different because my situation that I had with my ex was a very learned experience because I wasn't a good boyfriend either.
Yeah.
I was a very bad boyfriend.
Cheat?
A lot.
Cheated a lot.
I cheated a lot. But the reason that happened is because with the come up on YouTube, with the come up of finances, with the come up of everything, and from having like such a not having what I wanted when I was younger. So when things start to go right, it's sort of like it's something that I realized when I was 23 actually, when all these things changed, when I actually met Jordy, I realized that like, because the relationship ended up being destroyed and completely ended, I realized that I felt untouchable for a period of my life. And I didn't know that I did. Because I just felt like I was making vlogs and I was having a good time. I was traveling the world, meeting friends and all this sorts of thing. It was all great. But I realized that I actually came like a little bit sociopathic in the respect of I actually didn't care if I hurt anyone either. Because I was just on my own life. I was doing my own thing. And it was really, really bad. And I had a really deep self-reflection phase where I felt very negatively about myself for a very short period of time. And it was very intense. And I was like, I need to change now or I'm never going to change. I'm going to be like this for the rest of my life. So I just instantly flipped the switch and I tried to be different. And then I met Jordy. And then it was just kind of like a wow, like, you know, it helped me. Our relationship has helped me sort of prove to myself that decision that was made that day has stayed true because I haven't done those things. I'm actually very like, not surprised in myself, but I'm very proud of my decision to not cheat on Jordy and to not do those things because I was very, very different in my ex. And that's why I'm not like necessarily obviously sad that it ended because I never deserved that person in the first place. And actually that person was there to teach you something, as every past relationship is. They're there to teach you something, to move on, to teach you something about yourself, to move on. You grow in every certain situation. And that person, Jordy's ex was meant to be in her life and the person she dated before that was meant to be in her life too. Same way as me.
So two things is one of them is, so I'm 25 now and I recently went through that whole reflection thing.
Yeah.
And it came down to obviously, you know, someone in my life and also being busy and growing up. And what you're describing is becoming a man. That is what becoming a man is. There's certain things you've been saying is what I'm hearing is you've progressed into what a man should be. And
what you imagine for yourself, yeah.
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 So the way you are, the way you think, the more respectful, the production in which you are producing business and money flow, and as your self-character and self-being and how you would treat the woman is... You
slowly get better. Like there are definitely things I still need to work on. There are definitely things we still need to work on.
There's always stuff you need
Absolutely.
to work on.
I'm not perfect right now. There are mistakes that I make and there are things that we deal with. There are things that happen, but like I'm very happy with what has happened, the progress that has been made, and I'm very happy and excited for the progress that will be made too. So I'm excited to meet myself when I'm 30, when I'm 40.
The question that I want to ask is obviously, as he was saying, it's a lesson. His ex is a lesson, the ex before that is a lesson, your ex before that is a lesson. But there is a stigma. Do you think that someone is capable of change once they've cheated? Because they say once cheater, always a cheater. But I feel like he's an adult now.
Well, I think that everyone can change. It's if they decide to and how they commit to that. So if the person, you can talk and say that you're going to do all of these things and you're not going to cheat and you're not going to be a bad person and you're not going to lie and you're not going to go behind someone's back. But if you can actually prove that to that person and you can actually follow through on your word, and actions speak louder than words, that's what I've always believed in. Just because someone's giving you talk doesn't mean they're actually going to ever follow through. When you can actually see their actions and you can actually truly try to trust them in a way. Like for me, it was really hard at the beginning because I found out about his entire past from his ex.
Yeah.
She called me on Instagram and she told me everything that he had done to
They
her.
had a big conversation.
And then,
and this is before we became official,
and then-
when we were seeing each
My
other.
exes had a group chat together. They all found each other.
and then
Slagging me
Oh
off.
my
all
God.
of there was
Yes,
like
Henny.
a couple situations in Canada where obviously things didn't end out in people's favor and Brandon and stuff happened, but they all came to me and they're like, why are you with him? What is happening? Why are you doing this? Like, please tell me. Like, I'm like, he hasn't proven to me that he is going to hurt me, and I hope to God that I don't get hurt, but I'm just going to try to trust it.
Basically, in annotation of what that was just said about people going to Jordy, obviously, with all the negative stuff that happened with my ex, of course, she was going to call Jordy and maybe warn her about things that have happened, of course. A girl, if they're for their girls, will probably do that. And to
It's
be
a bit
honest,
spiteful though.
it's a bit spiteful, of course, but like if girls got each other's backs, I understand what's going to happen. You can never take that away from girls, right? Everyone supports each other, or you hope they do anyway. So I kind of understand where that came from.
To be fair, if you started seeing someone and I knew about this girl
Yeah.
and I knew what she was like,
You would
I would 100% go.
You
exactly.
would, yeah, exactly.
Same thing with boys. Guys would normally, if you're bros, you'd have the person's
I
back.
would convince the fuck out of you that she is not the one.
Jordy,
Yeah.
have you ever cheated?
No,
Right.
never cheated. Never cheated.
Have you been cheated on?
Yes, a couple times actually.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not going to say.
What
I didn't cheat. I never cheated.
for this podcast she's never cheated.
No, I've actually never.
What do you?
I'm not going to say because you don't want people to know.
What is it?
The John.
Oh,
I won't say
Shut
it.
the fuck up, Brandon. Just say it to the
No,
mic.
say it.
it's not necessary because it
don't
wasn't
mind.
like cheating.
It wasn't cheating.
It wasn't cheating.
She met a celebrity and they kissed her.
But I literally pushed him off.
When?
When she was
When
with
I
her
was
ex.
with my ex
Ah,
Yeah.
ages ago.
It
but
was a celebrity.
it was literally like,
John.
He invited her
No.
back, and it was an after party, and he kissed her to say goodbye. It was a bit too
and I
much of a
didn't
friendly
know.
kiss.
I didn't know what was happening, but I pushed him off right away. It was like
After
literally
20
2
seconds.
seconds.
Oh.
But Brandon's like, "Oh, you cheated." I'm like, "I didn't purposely."
She
try
said
to
it was a
cheat."
3-second kiss, actually.
No,
3-second kiss.
Oh, my bad. 2
Was there-
seconds.
Was there a bit of tongue in there?
No, none. No, but
But apparently, it's an accident.
I can wholeheartedly say I've never cheated on anyone, and I've never intentionally ever tried to kiss
So-
anyone.
okay.
So
Are your parents together?
No, they've been divorced since I was 2.
okay. So
Yeah.
again, do you
your
feel
views
like
on- your
Wait, hold
views-
on, just for a minute,
Mm.
right? Do you
They get to finish.
Yeah, no one cares. So do you feel like
Mm.
that you can 100% trust this man?
We have our things.
Oh,
We have our things. I love him and I believe in him, and I hope to God that he never hurts me.
Even me,
But-
bro.
you trust her?
Jordy has been good to me forever and been the best girlfriend I've ever had ever. But my past limits me to be able to trust people wholeheartedly. I think me and Jordy would have to be together for 10, 20 years and married for me to be like, I trust this person with my life. I do trust her in the respect of, but my mind takes me to a place sometimes that I think that, why would you have my best interest at heart? I know what people are capable of. But my imagination goes to people that have been married for 30, 40 years get cheated on. There's always a
I
capacity
get
for it.
DMs from wives wanting to cheat on their husband. They've
And
been
my
married for
trust
like 40
issues
years.
comes from my family and from stuff that
what
obviously
the
we've
So we're
experienced.
realistic.
So at the end of the day, I'm never going to wholeheartedly trust him right at this moment.
I'm always a worst case scenario thinker too.
That's
I'm
the same
I'm
as
thinking
me.
the
I prepare for the worst.
Yeah, so I'm like, if she just cheat on me, I'm like, well, I did think, I thought I never rolled it out that she wouldn't anyway. And obviously it would hurt like hell, but I convinced myself that it would hurt less.
But I think that comes
have you
from
ever been
like,
cheated on?
I have, yeah.
Okay, and you've been through heartbreak.
I've not, I feel like I've broke my own heart more, I would say.
By cheating on them.
Yeah. My self-reflection of myself has put me in some pretty dark places when I realised what I was doing.
No, but I mean, getting actually heartbroken by someone you truly love is.
So
one of
there,
the-
there was a toxic
one of the
situation.
most
There was a
painful
toxic
things.
situation, and I was with a girl for a year and 2 months where she actually cheated on me in the middle of the relationship. But I realised that it actually wasn't love; it was more so like lust / possession / like she turned the table. I was like 19, 20, and I was giving a lot for the relationship. doing a lot emotionally. I stopped bodybuilding so much. I lost a bunch of weight. I was stealing stuff from restaurants because she was convincing me to. It was like all fun. It was all like really negative stuff. I was taking drugs I shouldn't take. It was all bad.
From a restaurant, like a salt and pepper shaker.
No, just like glasses and things and different
What?
stuff. Like
Why?
Steal that glass?
No, because it
No,
was like
I steal cutlery.
it was like she was like trying to get me to be like edgy. Her dad was in the Bulgarian.
Edgy.
So edgy, mate.
yeah.
Go steal that
Her
glass.
dad,
So
was, her,
edgy,
dad
I've
was
got a pint
literally-
glass.
her dad was in the Bulgarian mafia. She came from fucking money on the table when she was kid. I don't want to get into it, but
I was
basically,
not joking about her. She sounds
basically,
lovely.
I lost myself in that, and she cheated on me and made me feel even lesser. So I know I felt like I cared more, but I was like, you know,
These
If only you
Bulgarian mafias.
stole that pint glass, I never would have cheated.
I don't know, it's a whole thing. But essentially, I was in a negative relationship, and then they cheated on me and made me feel even worse. So it was a bad time.
So would you rather have nipples for fingers or fingers for nipples?
Nipples for fingers.
I would rather have
Fingers.
fingers. I'd rather have nipples for fingers.
No, the
Nipples.
other way, man.
No,
And then
actually,
just
yeah, no,
just
no.
chop the finger
How are you
off.
gonna?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
you can't cut it off. You have to keep it.
No.
We're not playing that game.
No, chop it.
I could wear a fucking robot and wear a glove. I could wear like a little like robotic hand and wear a glove over it.
Bro, come on, man. You've seen the people with the stumps. You ain't gonna do nothing with that.
Yeah.
You can make money off a stump.
Yeah, but
You can make money.
there are literally people there are people that do social media right now, right, that have like more followers and get more engagement and all that sort of stuff. So what I do for a job, I mean, how would that necessarily be affected? I could like tie a weight to my stump and still lift weights and stuff, and I could still like.
You're going to
and
train your forearm.
you just wouldn't have forearms.
How you gonna
bro.
wank?
How you gonna wank?
How
Bro?
you gonna do 5
My
wanks a
girlfriend.
day like this guy?
No, what she goes away.
I don't know.
What are you
It's-
She's not gonna be with you. If
there's
you've got,
there's
if
bad
you've got
there's
two
bad parts
stumps
of it for every
hands.
question. And what if you can't cut your finger nipples off?
I think. Would you rather be with him if he had the stumps for hands,
Or
Finger nipples.
You'd rather me have finger nipples?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, bro. You just
Want you to
wear a
use your
t-shirt
hands?
or something, man.
Yeah, but all my hard work and everything I've done to develop my physique would be
Mm.
You're not
completely
gonna carry on
dismantled.
doing it if you haven't got a hand to lift any weights.
Yes, exactly.
How you
So
gonna
lose it either
how
way.
you gonna dig in for the lat spread, bro? Because you're gonna have to get even closer.
I like my chest the way it is.
You're not gonna be able to.
I don't want to
bench
have long nipples.
Get some
Oh, yeah, how
finger
you gonna-
nipples,
how you gonna-
please.
How are you gonna use dumbbells? How are you gonna press stuff?
I've seen people do it. They put like little like balancing things on their
So you're gonna
on their
do that?
stumps. Yeah, I would rather do
What are
that.
you gonna do?
Me?
What would you rather?
Oh,
Long nipples.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Would you rather
Long
be really tall,
Yeah.
6'3", yeah?
He's like 1 inch smaller than that, but nice one, mate.
Okay.
Would you rather be like really tall?
Would you
yeah?
rather be really tall, 6'3", and have a 3-inch penis,
Okay.
or would you rather be 5'2" and have an 8-inch penis?
We'll
I'd
go
ra-
5'4".
I would rather be tall.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Yeah, but he could use his nubs.
I think I would rather be tall.
Okay.
I think I would rather.
What
be
would you
tall.
rather?
What would you rather he be?
Would you rather me be fucking 5 foot? Obviously.
Yeah, 5
Yeah,
foot.
bro.
She would be like, he's so cute.
If your whole sex life went, that's it. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's sex life
Wait,
gone.
this would be before we met.
Yeah, but that's sex life
Well,
gone.
imagine
like,
I
No,
ima-
this currently
What
right
would
now.
you do if you were dating him, you really liked him, blah, blah, and then you pulled it down, and it was just
We've
that?
spoke about this.
well, it's a weird situation.
Start sucking it, pretending.
One of my ex's best friends, different situation completely, was hooking up with him. And we were about to have sex and stuff like that for the first time. And stuff happened. And it was shown. It was a little small micro penis. And I was like, can we please just this?
How small?
Wait.
Oh.
Your ex's best
My
friend?
ex's best friend. Yeah, it was the ex that cheated on me. So I fucked his best friend. Yep.
Ah.
Yep.
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 Oh, you better be careful, bro. That's-
Do you like hearing about that kind of stuff?
This was when she was like 17.
I was in high school.
When did you... No, I'm not going to...
We're adults now.
Yeah. When did you
Yeah.
lose your virginity?
When I was 13,
13?
I was very young.
Waited a while.
I was going to
then, eh?
say, yeah, because
I
you
know.
said year 9, and I was like,
I was very young.
wait a second.
I have my mum found out a week later too, and you know what my response was? I felt like I was very mature at 13, so I said, "Mum, bear in mind
You seem like the type that would think he's mature at 13.
when I said this, she told me to get out of the house. I said, "Mum, if there's not an age on love, then why should there be to show it?"
That is pretty mature for that age, eh?
And she told me to get the fuck out.
That's a mature thing to say.
I know. I thought I was logical.
That's why you got pussy at 13.
I thought it was true.
Yeah.
I was very good at my words in high school.
Still good with
how
your
did you
words.
lose your virginity? Who did you lose it to? Where are you having sex at 13?
My girlfriend. When I was
You
in
had
high
a
school.
girlfriend at 13?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Most people have.
I didn't have a
I was
girlfriend
with her for like
at
7
13.
months. It was my first girlfriend ever.
7 months?
Yeah.
It's because your growth spurt came when you were 25, bro.
Like I said, I didn't have
Has
many
it?
people. I didn't have anything close to that. So obviously when I got a girlfriend in high school, I was like, I'm going to make this perfect and latch onto it and
Make
never
this
let it go
perfect
because
and
I
make a
never thought it was
video.
ever going to happen.
Yeah.
So I made sure, and then I oh God, I went through puberty and I thought I was too cool, so I ended it with her because I thought I could get better.
How was it?
I was what?
You're losing your virginity.
Well, the first time it didn't work because I was too nervous.
Oh, you didn't get it out.
No.
Loser.
That happens.
Yeah, I was too nervous. And
Do you
I lit
overthink it?
I lit candles and everything.
Aw,
Did
that's kind
you?
of sweet.
The fuck? At 13? Trying to be all romantic.
How did you get a lighter at
I watched
13?
Twilight.
So at 13 years old,
Twilight weren't out when
was
you
she
were
at your
13.
house or
I was at her parents. I was at her
You were
place.
at her parents. Where were her parents?
You dicked her down whilst her parents
They
were
were
in.
out, obviously.
They were out.
They were out.
You decided at 13 years old, let me get some candles and lit it up.
Yeah, they was
Lit up
they was getting a curry.
Roses? Any
They were
roses?
getting a curry.
They was getting a curry.
You want a quick job.
You
lit
managed
candles.
you managed to get the candles done
Wow.
and fuck her whilst they went and picked up the curry.
No, they went to go get a
1
curry at a
minute job.
restaurant. They didn't go pick
How
it
long are
up.
these OnlyFans videos, mate?
Oh my
No, they were
minutes
gone for
long.
hours. They were gone for hours, mate.
What?
a
Where
long
is this curry?
Did they travel to India for it, bro?
They went to a fucking restaurant, bro, to sit down and have a nice meal.
Oh God.
They didn't just go pick it up.
Imagine the parents, yeah, they're there having a nice curry and their daughter's getting dicked down while
he's
BJ
eating
vlogs.
While he's eating his fucking naan bread.
BJ Flo.
Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
so yeah.
What's your weirdest like fan interaction? So, like in real life or on OnlyFans?
This has to be weird as well. Actually, no. I wouldn't know. OnlyFans reaction or fan reaction?
I don't
Fan
know.
reaction.
Both of them are interesting. So,
Have you ever had a weird fan interaction?
Honestly, people aren't straight up like, oh my God, I've watched your OnlyFans ever to me, but they've said it to Brandon, like a couple of like the girls from our gym that they've watched our sex tape or something.
There was someone
like
that came up to me in the gym having a normal conversation and she was like, I've watched your OnlyFans, it was really good. And smiled at me.
Thanks.
I was like, what the fuck? And we were meant to have a normal conversation after that statement. She said it as if she watched a vlog. I watched your vlog, it was really good.
But I would.
I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean?
You can't
would
carry on
take
a
that
normal
pretty
conversation
calmly.
after that.
Yeah, I did take it calmly. But afterwards, I was like, she just told me that she watched
where was this at? Like
in the
Kingston?
gym.
A gym.
Just in the gym in public. She was like, I watched it, it was really good. And
Did you-
the
did you
conversation
not be
went
like,
in-
what did you like about it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Other than that,
Was she hot?
no. I wouldn't say. She's kind of, you kind of look at her as if she's like been too many places.
Brandon's definitely had this conversation with Jordy.
What, as if she's attractive?
Yeah.
I mean, if you looked at her social media, you think she would, but if you saw her in person, you think
She's a
she wasn't.
catfish.
Okay, so
Whisper her
she's
Instagram.
alright.
into
I'll tell you
the
later.
mic. Okay, cool.
But the weirdest fan interaction, which also weirdly has to be about fucking just some gay shit. So I'm at a bodybuilding
Well
show.
put.
No, because we're talking about sex right now. So obviously it's going to be about some or more sexual attraction stuff. So I'm at a bodybuilding show. I competed for the second time ever. I'm there with my dad, my family, everything. I come second in the show. I was very, very happy. It was just a big endorphin release. I was so happy about the whole thing. And my little nan's there. She's 4'10". And I'm like, it's really, really a nice situation. And this guy comes up to me and he's like, can you flex your pecs for me? Can you make them bounce? And I was like, what? And he tried to take a picture of me. He's like, oh, flex your biceps for me. And then he was touching my arm and stuff. And he was like, oh, it's so nice. And I was like, my dad is stood right next to me looking at his jaws on the floor. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Because he's a gay guy, obviously like muscle worship stuff. And he saw me step off stage.
But that's
and he
sexual assault.
Exactly. He said he followed me for a long time, the whole thing. And I would call him a fan, I would say. And he was like
Definitely
asking me
fan.
to flex for him and bounce my pecs in front of my own dad. And I was really embarrassed.
You probably made his night though. Did you do it?
No, I didn't bounce my pecs for him.
What?
What the
Come
fuck?
on, just
Oh
like-
yeah, you like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, with my dad right there? I don't fucking think so.
What if your
So
dad
weird.
wasn't there?
Huh?
What if your
Yeah.
dad
I
wasn't
would
there?
absolutely say
Just
no.
be
I
like, "Dad, go
I would
away
feel
for a
even
minute."
worse. I would feel even worse because I'd be
the
completely
oil
alone. No, mate.
I'd be
absolutely
alone
not.
and cornered.
I would be
Have you
alone.
been offered a lot of that muscle worship?
I get a message every day. Every single day.
How much would it charge? How much would you charge
For what?
if you were going to do it?
What would I have to do?
So you be there in your little mankini and
In person with a guy? Never.
No, come on. There's
It
not
would-
never, mate. If someone
Bro.
gave you 100 million, you'd do it. So let's
100 million
No,
is
that's a bit
different.
dramatic.
Dude,
Alright,
obviously,
so
yeah.
what about $1?
$1, no, obviously
No,
not.
so now we're just negotiating over the price. So what would it be?
10 million.
10 million.
I would say
If
10
someone
million.
had, if
No, if
someone
someone
had,
gave you 1 million, you'd do it. Don't lie.
I'm going to make $1 million.
no, bro, it doesn't
not
matter.
gonna-
It's
I'm
an
not
You're
gonna
gonna
extra
make $1 million in 1 hour if someone
Nah,
just
bro.
touching your
Bro,
biceps.
you're a businessman. You
Yeah,
love
come on,
money.
man.
If someone has a £1 million cash,
Mate, you do it for
Cash.
you do it for 10 grand.
And
If
Jordy-
I make the
Jordy's
money
there
on,
bouncing,
if we
going,
make
"Do
the
it."
money we make now on OnlyFans, and I'm already kind of weirded out about someone watching her do that stuff, what makes you think I would like suck a dick?
No,
We're not saying
what
about you
are
sucking
talking
dick.
about?
Not sucking a
Oh,
dick,
you're
just
not-
like
just
literally
just
flexing.
touching your biceps.
I'm not
Have you
saying.
not heard of muscle worship?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, so
yeah,
you're-
but
you're not
typically they're
sucking
obviously
no
going to want
dick.
more, aren't they? They're going to want weirder stuff. They're going to
No,
be
no,
like,
no,
oh,
that's
can I
all
do
they
this?
want.
That's all
That's
they
all they
want.
want.
That's all
They want to
want.
just touch my bicep.
Yeah.
They just want to touch you, oil you up a bit.
It depends on the set. If he's just in the gym, he's like, oh, you want to? I'd be like, oh, you go on then, mate.
No, if
do
it's
that
like
forever.
if
You
it's
hear
like
that? If
30
you see
minutes.
Brandon in a gym,
It's happened before. I've been in like I was
Oh,
in,
Bali.
I was in Bali. I was getting some flippers. We were about to go on a scuba dive situation, and this like little Thai man was like
Balinese man.
Balinese man was like, oh, go on, flex it for us. And I was like, go on. And he like
on,
touched my arm.
Whoa!
And he's
Yeah,
like,
no.
whoa, this is amazing.
Because they're quite small.
That was
there,
for free.
isn't
That was for free. But obviously, any stuff sexual, that
Not
would,
anymore.
That would not be a thing.
they? How much would you suck a dick for?
Fuck's sake.
10 million.
10 million. 10 million.
10
There we
mil.
go.
10 million.
I'll do it if you
praise.
man do it first, isn't it?
10 million.
Oh, Jesus.
With $1 million, you can
Ask
do
the
a lot. With 5 million, you can do a lot more. But with 10 million, you're set for life.
So you wouldn't do it for 5?
10 million.
Someone £5 million, no one knows, it's in front of you.
10.
5.
10.
Is
I'll,
it so
I'll
much,
give you 7.5.
Isn't it so much weird? It's so weird. Like for girls, like it probably wouldn't. You wouldn't even be a thing
Girls
for
would
you to,
make
like-
out in the club. Girls would touch each other's nipples. Or, oh, nice boobs. And they'll just do whatever. It's just
Why are your nipples the
doesn't
length
even
of
matter.
fingers, Jordy? Because that's what I selected on a podcast.
Okay, what would you do to, lick a girl for how much money? Would it even be above her? Would you say like, yeah, just like £10?
No.
What would it be then? What's the different? What's the different spectrum?
Honestly, I don't.
I'm saying 10 million. What are you saying?
Probably $1 million to lick a pussy.
$1 million?
Oh,
You're
right,
chatting
okay.
shit.
Sorry,
No.
not
She
my
would do it
thing.
for less,
It's
though.
not
You
my
do
thing.
it for less.
It's not my
Alright,
thing.
cool.
Fine
It's
ass
not my
girl
thing.
in
So-
front of you.
No, not my thing.
Brandon Harding, how much would it cost for you to suck a guy's dick?
I'm not saying it again.
No, we need the clip.
I'm not saying. No, this is not a clip. This is
not a clip.
We've already got it. We've already got it, man.
Watch me edit. Watch me
fuck's
edit.
sake.
It's a clip.
I'm not sharing nothing.
It's a
I'm not
clip.
sharing that.
That's all right. A lot of your people that follow you follow me.
Anyway, but 10 million is a super relatable amount. There's not many guys on the planet with turn down 10 million.
I'm putting this clip in a hard body group
They
chat.
do it for much less.
Yeah, probably much less. But on the,
Well, I'll do it for a lot less.
But-
6 chicken nugget meal, mate.
there, I will say, I will defend myself. There is no amount of money on the planet that I would take it from behind for. I would never do that to myself.
You said earlier that
Okay.
was your fetish.
What about
No,
this?
I never
The
did.
strap on.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's no million I would do that.
Okay,
there's no money.
you have to answer this,
Okay,
or you don't love your girlfriend.
all right.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Would you rather?
I don't know. I don't
Try.
want this question.
Would you rather? Right.
Oh, God. It's
Have
okay.
have five. Jordy's putting me off here.
It's all right. I'm going to get a Big Mac after this. I'll be fine.
Yeah. Would you rather have 5 4-inch dicks
5 4-inch dicks.
take turns on you for an hour,
Okay.
or 1 10-inch dick fuck you for 5 minutes?
What the fuck is this?
These questions.
5 hours, mate.
So I have to.
I said
I'll
1
take
hour.
that 10-inch one, mate.
I said 1 hour.
yeah.
Have it in there.
It's 1 hour, bro. It's not 5.
1 hour. So
1 hour?
1
10
hour.
inches?
Hour?
No.
fi-
What are you
said-
listening to?
You said
bro?
5 4-inch or for an hour, or 10 minutes on a, or what was it? 10-inch for what?
Well, we'll say 10 inches for 10 minutes. We'll say that.
That's a long time, man. Your arsehole will be gaping after.
I would say the more variety,
Yeah.
only because I wouldn't need surgery afterwards. Yeah, I could walk away from it with my dignity gone, but at least I wouldn't need to see a doctor and be like,
you're
"Can you sew it
gonna-
back up?"
So Brandon Hardcock
Oh,
is going
God.
to choose multiple men to fuck him.
Yeah, but it's not. It's just a would you rather. There's nothing. There's nothing
Okay,
better
yeah,
than
no,
that.
no. All right, wait.
What would you do? Okay, what would you rather? Would you rather fuck your dad or fuck your mum?
I'd fuck my
My
mum.
mum, yeah. Didn't even think about that.
That's
I didn't even think about it.
You're fucking one of them.
didn't
One of
think
them's
about
gay
it.
and one of them's
That's
not.
hilarious. I didn't think about it.
Our producers cry.
Can you tell? Can you tell how much?
Why is that even a question?
Bro, there's not a would you rather that I'd have to hesitate for.
Can you tell how much I never have these conversations?
Yeah. I would not hesitate.
I never speak about any of
Okay,
this stuff.
if you
I
were,
would consider,
rather
no,
fuck your sister
I would
or your
consider
mum?
myself to be a relatively reserved
He's
person.
quite
Okay.
reserved in the
okay,
sense
so
that we don't.
if you were lying, if Brandon Harding was now a sandwich,
For-
right?
what?
And if you were
What?
now a
If
sandwich,
Brandon Harding was a sandwich.
between like your mum and your dad's, and you're 4 inches in your mum and your dad's 4 inches in you, which way are you moving to get out? Because personally, I think you're already there. You might as well get pleasure, bounce back and forth. But what would you choose?
I'm not answering, bro. I'm not answering.
You're not answering.
I'm not
Should we
answering.
just assume the dad? We'll assume the
This
dad.
is crazy.
Savage.
It's crazy how much because
It just
whenever anyone brings up the conversation in any sort of friendship group, and people are like, like guy this, guy that, like Jordy will put shows on the TV, and there'll be loads of like gay stuff going on. Not like just conversations,
Those your
like
favourite programmes.
LA conversations. You know, like there'll be trans this, gay this, and I'm just like, I just can't sit there and listen to it. I'm the most like I respect it, and I've got friends that are gay. But I just don't like to involve so much of my life surrounded by so much gay shit.
Okay,
If a guy tried to kiss me, for example, I would literally just punch him in the face.
Shit, I won't do that then.
see.
Like, there's no like getting drunk and with the boys, and we just kiss you on the cheek or
That's
whatever
not
else.
normal.
It's not happening.
That's not normal.
Slap
I
him
see.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah, I've seen
seen
it
it happen all
happen.
the time. Lads are just bros for life, and they'll kiss him on the lips, and I'm like,
See,
mate,
I'm
you're gay.
I'm the same.
You're secretly
I'm the
gay.
same as you, right? I respect, like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I'm mates of gay people. I really don't care. I will find you, man. I will try find you
Yeah,
people
whatever.
like wingman
Like,
it.
it doesn't
You
matter.
do your thing. You be happy. I don't care. If you want to be trans, you be trans. But I'm not fucking watching it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah.
I don't want to see it either. It's just my preference.
Maybe I'm a bit more backdated with that respect. I've never grown up in a family that's like, it's always like the mum and dad and all that sort of stuff, and I don't know. It just makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable when like things happen on TV shows, right? Because now everyone's super accepting, and you know, you have to.
I actually think it's not accepting. I actually think it's the opposite.
Well, the thing is now, like Netflix series, I've seen it so much more on Netflix recently
God.
that there is so much
there's a lot.
so much more gay stuff online. Like it used to be in shows, like it was taboo for a girl to kiss a girl, and like be so many movies where like girls would make out and it was like slightly more normal. But now, because you have to be accepting in society, and like all this Netflix production, they're trying to maybe not get sued from what, you know, having bad opinions because the world's going one way. It's like now they're making so many scenes where like guys are kissing and like there's threesomes and shit, and like it's just it's too much.
and a
So
lot
I'm-
of transgender stuff as well.
loads of it, and Jordy's got it on because she likes the reality TV shows. I'm just like, what is the world coming to? Now we're going to be like the Hunger Games, the way like at the Capitol in the Hunger Games, everyone's got blue hair and yellow hair, and like you're actually not a man or a woman.
Everyone's
You're
just got
actually just a
mental health.
human. We're all just a bunch of humans now. So now there's no genders, because actually there's 1,000 genders apparently. There's all this stuff happening, and now it's going to get to the point where the argument about genders and like whether someone that biologically changed into a woman, who is now a woman, right? Apparently, because she was born a man but now a woman, she's allowed to go into like the toilets of the opposite sex than what she was born in, and that's going to become a really hard conversation to have.
It's already happening.
It's yeah, exactly, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. So eventually, governments and people are just going to say, you know what, whatever you're born, you're not assigned a gender. You're actually just nothing.
They've
You're
already
just
done that.
Well, yeah, they've done that with some people. Like some,
No, that's
some
already done in Canada. I think now
you're born and not assigned.
you have the option, so you have male, female, or no gender.
when you're born.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
So it's a
Holy
parent's decision.
fuck.
yeah.
Stupid, isn't it?
Interesting.
So stupid.
Oh my
As a
God.
parent's responsibility,
It's
you
already
shouldn't.
happened.
I know,
you
like
shouldn't
Emily
be entertaining.
Ratajkowski or whatever the fuck her name is. She is labeling her kids as genderless when they're born,
Stupid.
like whatever children,
Absolutely
because
ridiculous.
she wants them to make the decision, which is actually not smart because kids are not.
Ask them when they're
smart.
25 and if they've passed the
I
mental
don't
health
even
check.
feel bad about not being forward thinking. Like, is this not a forward thinking way? Like, be open minded about your child. Maybe they're going to want to wake up and be whatever they want to be, right? Is it not forward thinking, or are we in the past because we have this?
Look, I'm all right with people doing whatever they want if they're adult and
Agreed.
strong enough to do whatever they want.
Mentally.
But when you're pushing it on children, that's where I draw the line.
Can you imagine being a dad, being a father, and being like, your kid has been born and it's a boy. You can see a little wiener there, like a little dick, right? And you're like, you know what? It's a girl. I'm going to tick the girl box. It's going to be a girl, and I'm going to put it in a pink room, and I'm going to tell this boy that it's a girl. How fucked up are you in the head as a man to call your boy a girl?
If I sent my kid to school and someone did that, or tried to teach them something like that, the person would go missing. I would not have that.
If there was a teacher in my school and it was like first school or middle school, very young and susceptible, and they were putting on like gay stuff in like, I don't know, like sometimes when there's like a free lessons and it's a bit of a DOS.
Bit of a mufti day.
And they put on some like gay movie. I'll be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, these are kids. You should be putting on like...
Yeah, let the kid make their own decisions and make their own choices. Don't push your beliefs onto them.
You can't let them fully make their own decisions.
But here's the thing.
That's the role as a parent.
Because their brains aren't formed yet. So how can they make that conscious choice without them actually having the knowledge and the experience of life to make that choice?
Is to tell them what to do and what not to do.
But
exactly.
If my child, who was born a boy, was raised, he was 5, he was 6, he was 7, and he's 7 years old, he just really wants to wear a dress and he really wants to play with Barbies and he just can't get it out of his head, and it just goes on for years and years and years. I'm not going to tell him no, because he clearly, from being a kid, just really wants to be that, and then you have the conversation, right? But they have to find it themselves, and that's one thing that's okay.
It has to be their choice.
So you two are like really busy then all the time. I said you compete, so you're IFBB Pro.
I would say, yeah.
You compete as well.
Yes.
So what's the craziest cycle you've ever done?
No. Relatively, like, we are very busy. Like, our days are like very structured, and sometimes we probably need to spend more time as a couple, because we both got our own business, we both got things going on. Me especially, I'm like really bad at it. I feel like sometimes like Jordy's going to bed by herself every night and I'm awake until 4 or 5 in the morning doing my thing, and I'm going to bed at crazy hours, waking up at crazy hours. So I need to remind myself sometimes that I actually have to dedicate time to the person that I love, otherwise she's going to leave me.
I've got a whole topic about that I want to discuss later on.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about it. But you want to talk about the cycle?
Yeah.
Okay. My cycles have never been too crazy. I've always thought, and I'm very lucky to be in the belief that less has always been more, because I've been pre-exposed to early on guys in the gym that I went to. When I joined the gym when I was 16, I was there for like 2 years, and all the guys that took a bunch of gear looked like absolute shit, because they just like tried to grow too fast and their bodies couldn't catch up, and they just ended up looking like big bags of milk because they were just they ate too much, they took too much gear, and they just didn't look that great. So what I experienced through like slowly increasing, I started taking gear at like 19 years old, and now I'm 26. So it's literally been like 6-7 years. But slowly increasing and having conversations with people that are actually pro bodybuilders, like Chris Bump said, that doesn't take a lot of gear. It's given me the knowledge that like I don't actually need to take a lot of stuff. But the craziest thing I guess I have taken would be like the peak or the end of a prep, which is probably like 600 tests, 700 Mastron, 800 Mastron, 800 Primo, 4 IU of GH, 50 Anavar, 100 Winstrol, 120 Clen, some Proviron, I would say.
Let me just take notes.
It's not that bad. I remember when I was competing. I know I don't look at it now, but I used to do shows.
Just the knitted jumper. It's giving me.
You're the strong one. I was watching the way you were tightening this mic. It's very
strong. I did all right. I won a few shows, but I actually ran out of places to inject, and I was like injecting into like my chest, into my like tricep, and I was just going a bit mad.
Were you having like scar tissue buildup?
Okay. I mean, I still got the scar tissue buildup. It doesn't go. But yeah, I definitely did find that just taking more didn't really do that. It doesn't.
I've seen stacks of like a gram of test, a gram of Trent, a gram of Mastron, a gram of Primo. You're on 4 grams of just injectables, and then you got all the orals on top of that, and people really send it. But this is open class. Like, some people really go in with it. So I would say that like for anybody, interested in being a fucking unnatty, being taking your natty card, I would say that like from my experience, it's been so much better to gradually increase, to see that like linear progression, to see where your body can go at the dose that it's on. So you can, rather than just being like, you know what, I'm not getting big yet, my biceps aren't the size they want to be. So I'm going to up the test or up the trend by 100 and just see where that takes me. Because it's actually the duration of time that's going to make the difference, not more roids.
So what is your thoughts on these young bodybuilders in the gym that are, you know, they've been training for a year, maybe less, maybe a little bit more, and they're deciding to take the same or as much as you? What's your thoughts on them taking steroids?
I would say that the negative side of it has all come from TikTok, because there's so many people now doing like, documenting my trend cycle. 1 week on trend, 2 weeks on trend. And these guys are like 18, 19 years old. And I've taken trend for a very small amount of time in my life, like 1 week, twice. And it ruined my mind. It ruined me for a week. It made me and Jordy argued for the first time a lot.
It was
just
horrible.
in 1 week.
Yeah.
And
You become extremely toxic. Like I found that
Horrible.
I just had no tolerance for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I took it for like 9 months. And I just completely destroyed like
We can tell.
all
9
my
months.
relationships.
I can imagine. I can
It's
imagine.
the
Your head was probably
long-lasting-
a really sad place to be in at that point.
Yeah, I was like really, really depressed by the end. Like just like started crying randomly like in the gym. And then I was like, right, what is actually going on here? And I was like going through everything that I was doing. I was like, okay, maybe it's the Pepsi Max. So I stopped drinking Pepsi Max thinking it was the caffeine in there.
Man.
And then
Yeah, blame
that
everything.
didn't work.
That's the
Blame
denial
Pepsi
thing.
Max versus
Yeah, and then I was
fucking
like, right, probably this. Stop taking it. And then I got way better.
You probably felt better. You start to feel a weight come off your shoulders, because one thing, the second time I took it as well, it didn't affect me from an aggressive standpoint. It affected me from my own personal view. I would look at myself in the mirror and I would fucking hate myself. I was like 5 weeks out and I was like, I'm going to lose. I'm a piece of shit. I'm fat. I'm not going to and this is like to get my pro card as well. And this is not the attitude that you need when you're on a prep. You need to be positive, ticking boxes every day, super happy, and just like trying to maintain your relationships, because also you're hungry as shit the whole time. So
What I respect about you as well is obviously on your YouTube channel, you're very open and honest with everybody. You put your whole life out there, and a lot of people might judge it as in like, oh, he's putting it on. Why is he posting himself crying? Why is he doing this?
Yeah.
But I actually feel like it's you 100% full sending and committing to the channel and letting people in to see that side of you.
it's also because my YouTube has always been 100% real, and anything I put online, it's not necessarily been like, for example, I've probably cried on YouTube like 7 times.
17.
17. Probably a decent amount, right?
Yes.
And I've had like deep moments and stuff, but it's only because at the time, YouTube saved me from a lot of like things that were going on in my life. And it was almost like the same way somebody would write in a diary or speak to a therapist. Me speaking to the camera, I'm not thinking I'm speaking to thousands of people. I'm thinking I'm having a conversation with myself. And sometimes you need to have those deep conversations with yourself to almost give yourself advice. Like when I'm giving other people advice, or when I was in the beginning, it was almost advice that I felt like I needed to hear. And sometimes when I was editing my videos, I'd rewatch it and I would say, maybe I should take my own advice, because I'm trying to give other people the shit that I probably need myself. And then when I'm having those vulnerable moments, it just happens to be on a camera, and then I edit it because I'm like, you know what, somebody could really benefit from this like vulnerable moment, because there's other people out there crying in silence, having those fucking toxic moments by themselves. And if they can see somebody else going through it too, then it's like maybe it makes them feel a bit more normal. People go deeper down the rabbit hole. People like have darker moments where they want to commit suicide. They want to do crazy things like that. And me having a cry about wanting to stop prep, or not wanting to take so many anabolics, or not feeling like I'm going in the right direction, or the business isn't going well. That's a very, very like, you know, surface level stuff. People are really struggling. So, you know,
I remember when I was competing as well, and I was in a super dark place. At one point, like I think I was like 1 week out of the.
Why is your arm on the wall, bro? Take your arm off the wall.
I was trying to say a deep moment there. You had to ruin it. I was 1 week out of like the British Championships, and I just drove to McDonald's, sat outside it, and just cried. But like, I would never have opened that up to anyone. So I'm sure, like, if people that look up to you see that, they don't think that they're being like a pussy or like a faggot or whatever.
People cheat on their diet and do things and have those moments.
I didn't cheat.
No,
I just stood outside.
You just looked
bro,
at
I've
it.
cheated on my diet on prep a few times. I didn't on my last prep, but that was the first prep I ever actually haven't done that.
And what happened? What was the outcome of not cheating on your diet?
I got a pro card.
There we go.
No, see, the opposite happened to me. I cheated on all my other preps, and the one prep that I didn't cheat, and I followed everything to a T, I've just got so skinny, and I just look like shit. And the guy who I
wrong
beat
coach.
at the show before
Yeah.
won the British Championships, and I came like last.
That's crazy. That's just bad luck though, man. Like, that's
Yeah.
like who turns up on the day, because it inevitably, like, obviously competing is all about and doing anything in life, it's not just competition. It's about like, you know, if you can say you did everything you could have done, if the outcome isn't what you wanted, at least you can say you did everything you could, and you actually surpassed the mental challenge yourself, which is an achievement in itself. Just because you didn't work away with a title.
Just because you didn't win doesn't mean you didn't walk away with like grit, integrity, and respect for yourself, and being able to follow a plan 100%.
To take to the next one, to take to business, to take to everything else. Competing and doing like fitness and stuff is all just it basically just helps you and gives you a mindset towards everything else in life. I've realized that ever since I started going to the gym and ever since I started competing and getting more into it, I was more relentless and more vicious with other things that I did outside of the gym as well. Feeling like I literally cannot lose. Because if I can't lose in the squat, if I can't lose in the leg press, if I can't lose with what I'm doing, no one's ever going to beat me outside the gym. So
you articulate so well. This is the way he speaks is just so spot on.
Do you two just want to go get in a room together?
No, mate, no. I've tucked my erection, right? We don't need to talk about it.
But don't
It's a three-way relationship now. So have you had
Include that.
have you ever had any side effects?
I would say I've had a few, but nothing that actually like was super bad acne or super bad, like, you know. Actually, I would say that my hairline started receding. I got a hair transplant, so all this is like basically new. I got it like 8-9 months ago now. So yes, hair receding was one thing. I've had minor blemishes on my back and stuff, little things like that, but nothing like, you know, I've seen some pretty terrible pictures of like people that have really bad acne. I mean, yes, I can't deny that it has affected my like vision of myself. I can't lie and say it hasn't affected how I've spoke to some people in life.
Because of you had acne on your back. That's what you're saying?
No. I'm saying I haven't had that stuff, but antibiotics have definitely affected my demeanor a little bit and the way I would speak to people sometimes, because it elevated who I was as a person.
Oh, okay, more agitated.
Yeah, because naturally, like when I was in school and stuff, I had really bad anger issues when I was a kid. I had ADHD. I had counselling for like 5 years. I had like a really kind of rough childhood from the perspective I felt like everyone was against me, and it made me like hate a lot of things, hate a lot of people. And when I started to like when I went to high school, I got bullied a lot for my teeth. But when I got to high school, I had braces. I started to box. I had a growth spurt. I got taller. And I started to be more popular.
I don't know how that feels.
That's right, buddy.
And what happened
Still waiting for mine.
What happened was I started to like get friends and like be more popular, and like I went into high school thinking I would never ever lose my virginity ever. I was like, I'm going to go through this whole thing and never even have a girlfriend. And then I went in year 9, first year, I was like, it happened. My ego went through the roof a little bit, and I started to get more of a perspective on society. Like, oh, because I look different now. Because I look a bit better, you respect me. But because I looked really ugly before and had really bad teeth, you didn't like me.
Wait, so when did you get your veneers?
Veneers?
Yeah.
I don't have veneers.
Yeah, you do.
No, he doesn't.
I have real teeth.
No.
Yeah.
Your real teeth?
I actually, a funny story, the reason they look real is because, or the reason they look like veneers is because of the fact that when I got my braces, I had braces for 5 years, by the way. I had them twice. 5? Yeah, because they were really so bad.
Peak.
Your teeth are that bad. I need to see a picture of this.
They must
I need a picture.
The length of my teeth right now is actually like a few millimeter less than it actually was.
You shaved them down.
They were really long.
You had some long teeth.
These ones were super far back. My fangs stuck out. My fucking like literally out, and it was a big mess. And my bottom teeth were like wonky tombstones. It was terrible. So I had 5 years of braces, and when I was 17, I was working at my stepdad's carbon fiber. Fiberglass engineering company, and obviously there's tools, there's sandpaper, there's different stuff.
No.
So I wrapped sandpaper around a block of wood because I wasn't really happy about the length of my teeth. It was more so that they were straight from the side, right? They were straight there, but they wasn't. So I got sandpaper and fucking filed my teeth down until I was happy. And if you feel them underneath, they're just all flat.
Oh my
They're so
God.
sharp.
I can literally. I feel like I chomp a plate
Why
down.
don't you get? You know, you can take them to a dentist and they can refile it for you, right?
I'm happy with my teeth.
No, but if they're sharp and they're gonna.
No, they're
They're not
You
sharp
know
at all.
you can hit nerves. Like you could have messed yourself up.
Trust me, bro. I don't even get cold teeth when I like bite into ice cream.
But
They're rocks.
before we get distracted, I want to know. But still talking about the side effects.
Okay.
Have you ever had erectile dysfunction?
I don't. No.
Should we let Jordy
Jordy?
answer that question?
No, he's not. No,
Have I? Would you say that I have at some point?
Has it
honestly,
ever
be
gone
honest.
like a bit?
Have you ever felt like on a prep, or actually prep's the opposite actually?
Yeah, prep must have
The
happened.
opposite.
You don't have
Prep
sex
is
on
like,
prep.
He's like ready to go all the time.
No,
Oh,
Random,
really?
put it down.
I thought it was the opposite. I
No,
didn't want to have
shut
sex.
down when I'm on prep, and I don't want it at a certain point, and he's just roaring to go.
Do you know that if you get when you get to a certain level of leanness, you don't want to have sex. You
I
need
get
fat
that.
in your body to get horny.
But it takes me to get to 2 weeks out for that to happen.
Yeah.
Like,
So
She's
she's
still
like
too
2
fat-
weeks out.
Still
thank
too
fuck.
fat before that.
yeah, pretty much. Because like there'll be a time when my love language is physical touch. Absolutely, and it's
That's my last one.
It's really.
I hate being touched.
Oh man,
He's got autism.
I feel like someone. I
Did not like that.
Gets
feel
around
like
off
if
my
like
fucking leg.
if I was on a prep already, I'm feeling quite secluded and quite alone in life. That like if my girlfriend also doesn't want to hug me or touch me or anything, I'm like, I'm lost. I don't know. It got to the point where I started to feel bad because I was like, she's just lay there, letting me have my way, and
Did
she
you ever
doesn't
want to have
want
sex
it.
with someone else?
I'd like to
No,
put-
never.
Bro, that's how
never,
most
never.
women have sex.
Maybe, yeah, but like there's just nothing,
I
bro.
don't
like,
think they do, mate. What?
just a
I
cardboard
don't know what
box.
women you mean. having sex
Most
with.
women just lie there. They don't
No,
really
they
do
don't.
much.
What women just lie there?
The women you have are a bit different, mate.
The women that Spooner has, they just lie there.
Yeah,
the wrong
yeah.
women
He's not
then.
pleasuring them
Yeah,
properly.
because I usually paid them.
Yeah,
I
no,
thought we said we weren't going to discuss that, mate.
I've never been like, my family have never shown me no like physical touch or like I've never had a hug off my
I
like,
would hope that your sister hadn't touched you.
my dad, my mum, I've never
I
had
know
a
what you
hug
mean.
or anything
know what you mean.
or anything like that. So now when I get like touched in like a relationship, I'm a bit like, ugh.
Makes you feel awkward.
But I like doing stuff for people. Yeah, but girls find it really difficult when you hate being touched.
I would imagine,
Yeah.
because I would imagine a girl would be like, you don't like me.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
get. And they think they've done something wrong, and I'm like, no,
It's just me.
my upbringing was wrong.
That's a hard life.
Yeah.
That's always hard. It just makes everything bad in the future.
I dated a girl once, and I gave her Anavar, and I told her to take 10 migs,
Yeah.
and she decided to take 50, and
Oh,
her clit
shit.
grew to like,
Oh,
like that.
no.
Made it easier to find, but like
Holy fuck.
it was fucking sticking out.
That would,
Yeah.
I have warned Jordy. I've said, like, look, if you're going to go down the route, you need to do it very carefully and very slowly because your voice will change. Like, there's people that have taken, like, a certain, what's the word? Not steroids, Psalms. Certain Psalms. What was the one that
Austrian.
Osterin
People
would,
still take Psalms.
Yeah.
there's been some people in Canada that I've seen and heard their voices change over the past few years. Jordy's even taken it for a period of time. And I used to make jokes about like, oh, you know, you're going to start talking really deep and stuff.
Is that why there's quite a prominent Adam's apple there? Is that, huh?
Get out of here.
What? Nothing. Carry on.
Does Adam's apple come if you take roids?
It does, yeah.
It does.
It's
I
genuine.
thought that you
it's-
were born with Adam's
women
apple.
start to turn into men because their test, like women naturally have higher test anyway than estrogen. Like people think, oh yeah, women are estrogen and guys are test, but it's actually not that case.
So they have DHEA.
I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I know that they naturally do have tests, which is why when they take test, it like kind of like doesn't make their body freak out because they've actually got it already in their body. But what happens is the body starts to be like, okay, this is very abnormal, but now I'm going to start to change to my new hormone level, and I'll grow the things that I would have grown in the womb.
A penis.
A clit dick, an Adam's apple, a deep fucking voice. Everything starts to change.
Yeah,
That's it.
I used to speak to a girl, and then she did bodybuilding. Well, not bodybuilding. She was like into fitness. It's like I feel so sorry for her because she's going out with a male bodybuilder.
Yeah.
and it's obvious that he's pushed her to do this. And
Yeah, but you shouldn't feel bad for her because she's not stupid. Like
Yeah, but she's also making conscious decisions.
People make their own decisions. They do their own shit. Like they like you
reckon
can see yourself changing.
Yeah.
You're not stupid. Like I see if one hair falls out the front like of my head, I know. Like you just know. Like she there's no way that she was like, oh my god, I'm so sad. I'm now a man. Like she wanted to be a man.
but what happens if her boyfriend breaks up with her?
Well, then she's just gonna have to
She's-
start.
But like she's made
dating
her
really-
choices, you know.
Yeah, she's gonna have to like search down the pole a little bit. And
It's
like,
like-
Very down.
It's like again, like it's no one's business, and I don't understand why people feel the need to put their input on it. Like yesterday at the bodybuilding show.
Yep.
I mean, you could take this away, mate.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Basically, there was a situation at the Hard Body Classic. So I just threw my first ever bodybuilding show, and it was actually incredible. It was with two bros. Thank you. It was with two bros, and as my business is growing, it's like almost 3 years old now. I love bodybuilding, and I've grown Hard Body, my passion project, and now it's turned into a proper business. And connecting the two together has been something like really, really special. I planned doing it last year. I actually asked for permission to do it after the regional. I did a guest posing after I got my pro card, and I was like, look, I'd love to do my own show. Ian, the guy that owns Two Bros, said yes, and we planned it and we did it, and it was incredible. But there's been a little bit of backlash because there was a specific competitor that competed in the women's bodybuilding or women's physique division. I forget which one it is. Either way, typically you would expect a woman in those divisions to be quite muscular and maybe look a little bit more on the manly side, because no female that competes in that division is actually natural. It's impossible to build that level of muscle. Maybe, I don't know if some of the wellness girls are, they're all pretty jacked.
All the
Don't
wellness
even
girls,
try.
They're all
no,
pretty jacked.
don't even.
So basically, there was a girl that competed, and I met this person the day before. Super nice, super genuine, just wanted to step on stage and have a great time, right? But obviously, I could tell that there was a lot of anabolics taken because this person looked and could be confused as someone that was a male, and a lot of people actually confuse that too. There was pictures that were posted obviously of the actual event, and two bros had to remove the comment ability because there was
turn
like
off.
80 to 100. By the way, their comments, they get like 2 or 5, right? If somebody wins, they get like 50 because everyone's congratulating that person. But this one had over 100 being like, what the fuck is this? Why are you letting men compete in the women's division?
No way.
And I messaged like 2 or 3 of them, and I was like, it's actually a woman. She's just changed. And they were like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll take the post down. I was like, well, it was a serious amount of backlash. And I've been receiving shit today being like, I can't believe Brandon Hardbody would allow this. He's been diluted. He's been intoxicated. He's changing, like half of America's changing into being like, men can compete in women's shit. Men can win like women's beauty pageants and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, I genuinely think that there is a massive misconception with what has happened in this whole thing. Like, as if I had a choice of who was going to compete. And let's just say this person was a biological man.
Was it?
No.
I think she was a girl.
But you don't know. Was she in a bikini?
I think I know.
Or he? Or what is
She
it?
was in a bikini, yeah.
So she was in a bikini. Was
There
there
was
anything?
nothing there.
No.
Nothing at all.
I also don't think
Because
it's
she
like
sellotaped it.
And the thing is as
God.
well, the thing that there was certain features in the face that made me think that's definitely a woman. The way she walked was definitely a bit of a woman. And she had like
There's no way to actually know though, right? Like your driving license doesn't say if you're a man or a
But
woman.
the thing is, her chest, right? It was really weird because she was wearing a bikini, but obviously some of the bikinis are quite like loose a little bit. They move a little bit, right? And let's just say a girl that used to have boobs, who took a lot of tests, that now doesn't have boobs, would be quite saggy, right? There'd be a bit of fold there, a bit of line. If it was a man going to be a woman, it'd be all like tight, new growth, right? But it was a bit like loose. It was a bit, as if she used to have boobs and now like doesn't.
You played real close attention to that.
You know what
part.
I'm?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're literally on the stage looking at all this. I'm also trying to be meticulous in finding out and thinking, is it a man or a woman?
I feel like the sad thing about it as well is like, people can have a laugh about things, whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this person's gone through an entire prep. We spoke about this yesterday.
Exactly.
They've gone through an entire prep, stress. We don't know what they've gone through that entire time. They've had an amazing
sex
day.
change.
We don't know. They've loved it. They've enjoyed it. And then they've turned up, they've performed.
And everyone
And
on
they
the day
won.
was
Did they
fine.
win? Did she
No,
win?
No. But that's the thing, because like
Oh, they didn't win.
in these classes,
she got second.
she got second. But in these classes, women are awarded for all kinds of things, right? But at the end of the day, like they're women, and they're awarded for their muscularity and their freakiness, their condition, shape, size, all the things. But if I was personally a judge, and there was two, okay, it's kind of bad to actually. I'm just going to be fucking honest about it. If there was 2 women that looked exactly the same everything, same condition, same symmetry, they were like identical twins, right? Would you give it to the super facially attractive person or the botched one? Who would win?
Sexy one.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Even if she didn't have a better body.
what I'm saying is, in regards to that
That's why you're not a
statement,
judge.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
I imagine that when judges judge, they also look at how much femininity has been retained. Because obviously girls take a lot of steroids, but they might, in bikini for especially, bikini girls are also a natural, but in bikini, they definitely give it to the woman that looks like the bikini, icon, right? The most beautiful girl, the most like perfect in vision. They're not going to give it to the really, really like 1 out of 10 girl that has like sort of a good physique, but because she's not going to look like an icon for that sport. Chris Bum said not ugly. I've never seen a bikini Olympia woman or bodybuilder be super, super ugly.
Yeah, okay, but
It's a glorified fashion. It's a glorified beauty pageant, in my opinion.
That's what all of it is.
the point that I think that why people were annoyed, and the problem that you haven't checked if it is a man, is that if this is actually a man,
Yes.
it's really unfair on the other girls. So
Absolutely, no, of course, and I get where that comes from.
we like if you don't know that it's definitely a woman, that is something that should be checked, and confirmed before allowing them to compete.
I do
again.
think so.
You think so?
I do think
Especially if
so.
that one person didn't.
Because it would be really unfair on the other women that have probably killed themselves.
If
I
that,
think so
if
as
that
well.
one woman didn't show up who won, and they won,
It would have been quite. It would have been. It would have been
it would have been a
speculation.
long day for you.
Yeah, it would have been a lot of like. I wish they actually asked the person, "Hey, you're a man or a woman," before going on social media and putting it everywhere. I think that's a more respectful thing to do.
But
DM
they're
the
not.
person.
They're not. I don't think they'd even tell you. I think you have to actually I don't know, kind of get some birth certificate or something.
Maybe.
'Cause she's not going to go. Yeah, I was actually a man.
But then she could probably fight back and be like, but every other person
she-
in here
yeah,
does
so
not
it
need
would
to
be something where
she
you have to
didn't
get
win
produce their
everyone
birth
to know that.
certificate. It would just be like absolutely uproar.
Bodybuilding, this hasn't happened a lot of times. I understand when it's like this in sport, in swimming, in the Olympics, in sprinting. A man running against a bunch of women that's a biological man but transitioning into a woman is going to win. Going to have better or more efficient quick twitch fibers. They're stronger. All these sort of things.
Well, did you
right?
see the?
But what I don't understand is how would it even work? Because if you're a man and you compete in women's bodybuilding,
It's the-
you're taking steroids, so you're not even taking the hormones that make you a woman. So you'd still look like a man.
It's a grey area.
Yeah.
So where would
That's
the
why bodybuilding's
transformation
so
happen?
hard. Because obviously
You
all
wouldn't
the
really
women.
change into a girl, would you?
Yeah.
It's
No.
difficult.
Yeah, because
Well, did you-
to become a woman as a man, you
You
need
need
to take estrogen and stop taking testosterone. But he's still taking testosterone because he's getting ready for the comp. I don't know how that
Difficult. You
works.
just put
I've
makeup
not
on.
seen many people that have transitioned from being a man to a woman to a man that do
he's
bodybuilding.
met quite a few.
Yeah, on nights out,
Oh yeah,
taking them home.
fair play.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I prefer
yeah.
the women that turn into men.
You'd like Thailand.
Yeah, my favorite.
Anyway, just shut the fuck up, right? So, did you see that there was like a group of like professional footballers, women, versus I think it was like the 14-year-olds, right, that were males, and they got destroyed. It was something like 30-0 in football.
I didn't see.
But that's like the comparison of they took one of the best female football teams
Versus-
and played them against 14-year-old boys, and they got smashed.
That's where the
By the
unfair
boys.
advantage
Serena
is.
Williams played like a top 200 tennis player, male one, and he just absolutely destroyed her. She got 1 point on him.
So yeah, so you're taking what's at the top
Yeah.
of the female sport and taking someone that's nowhere near the top on the male sport,
Yeah.
and they still demolish them.
But yeah, anyways, enough about the transgender stuff. I want to know if more women fancy you now that you've become a bodybuilder and hench and stacked and ripped and
See a tear.
tanned up and in your little short shorts.
I would say it's very apparent on my social media that I have a girlfriend. So that could massively impact it, but I would also say that's not a reason that it's impactful. Because I also know that some guys, when they're actually in relationships, girls will actually try and get that guy because it's a bit of a challenge for them. So they'll seek out a man that's in a relationship and try and fuck it up. So I don't think that me posting Jordy all over my social media has impacted me getting girls at all.
So you still get girls now.
I absolutely never get girls now. Absolutely not. But I would
See
say
a guy
that...
in red, mate.
You're like about to like start an argument.
No,
real
not
quick.
at all. I would
How
say
about,
that...
how about we play that game where you switch phones with each other?
Yeah, sure. I mean...
I'm not
sure.
gonna
Go
go
into it.
boring.
Yeah, we'll try later.
But I will say that because I feel like there's loads of things that have stopped like that kind of thing happening. There's a social influence. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe the fact that like having too much muscle is ugly. Maybe I'm not as attractive as I used to be when I was 19. Who knows? Like there's loads of things. But also I do think that like the way I orchestrate myself, I don't post like a fuckboy. I don't post like that kind of thing anyway. So like people aren't going to be like, oh, I just post like
I feel
bodybuilding business shit.
I feel
You
like,
in the shower.
Oh, you watched that earlier.
Yeah.
Which one?
were
Oh, the
like,
real,
oh,
yeah,
no,
the
I
no,
watched
real.
that on repeat.
But that's different. By the way, where I woke up next to my girlfriend in bed, like, you know, it doesn't really make you look like approachable.
I think it's down to like the type of people that are going to chase you on social media. Well, I mean, there is the odd older person that likes to DM you weird stuff.
Yeah,
but
of course.
They tend to be younger people, right, that are likely to DM you because that's what young people do.
Yeah.
And they're also more horny most of the time. So because you're older, you also present yourself as older. You're put together. You've got a business. You've got a girlfriend.
But also, the way you orchestrate yourself when you're single, as you would know, is when you're single, you have a different wits about you. I remember being like single, working in a bar. I was 19 in a nightclub, and and I would do things and I would act different and I would, and I would be inviting. My persona would be inviting, but now it's super closed off. It's the complete
You seem
opposite.
to really miss this 19-year-old version.
Not at all. Not at all.
Keeps
Absolutely
bringing
not.
back, oh,
But
when I was
I've had my
19.
fun.
Do you feel like though that also comes?
Actually, I'll reframe what I just said. I said I've had my fun. I would say I have more fun now than I've ever had. So I don't miss any of that.
That's cute.
Now you've done sucking Jordy's dick. So, right? Do you feel like how you are like more closed off now? You've got a girlfriend, but do you think you're also more closed off because of who you are, like your following and stuff like that? Do you not feel like people coming up to you just because of that?
No, I'm more closed off because I'm focused. Because I don't need all the noise and I don't need all the bullshit. Like,
Go on.
yeah, I'm more closed off for the purpose of I know what I want and I know how I'm going to get there, and I know that messing around or not knowing where my life is going or like because obviously when you're single you're either like single because you want to be really really focused and like you want to go monk mode and just like completely concentrate on yourself, or you're single because you just want to fuck around, and then you spend so much of your time fucking around when you should be focusing on your grind, when you should be working on yourself and everything like that. So there's a big sort of like there's actually a massive, not this is the reason by the way, there's a massive advantage to
Saving
consistency
yourself.
and having a relationship and stuff, because what comes with that is a routine, and it amplifies your structure and it keeps you sort of straight, especially when like me being myself, I wouldn't say I was the sort of person that has a massive amount of laser focus all the time. And I do have demons. I do have things that I struggle with in the past. And sometimes it's really nice to have that safe place and someone you can speak to, because I'm not very good at being alone. A lot of my demons come back when I'm alone. And obviously having someone that you can trust and having someone that you love can almost like take some of that away, which is very nice, which is what I like.
Yeah, that was spot on.
Your brand, okay?
Yes.
Like we need to talk about this. I've also run a business before, and I really want to get an understanding of what it is you do, what is Hard Body, and just run me through how it started.
Sip a bit and sip a little bit more. So Hard Body started because I wanted to make a business. Now, I didn't know necessarily what I wanted it to be in the beginning. I always knew that I wanted to create something. So I'm the sort of person that was, when I was 17, 18, 19, I came up with business ideas and names and what it would be all the time. So like obviously me settling on one idea was quite hard for me to do. So it had to come from a place that was very close to my heart, and I had to really believe in what it was that I was going to put my time and effort into, because I knew that when I started, I wouldn't stop until it was big. So Hard Body sort of came from obviously something that was going to be identified with me, so Brandon Hardbody. And that Instagram initially came from a friend of mine daring me to call myself Brandon Hardbody, because initially my Instagram was like Brandon Hard _03, but he said you need to be one word.
That's a poor name.
Yeah.
Come on now.
It was terrible. And he was like, just call yourself Brandon Hardbody. It'd be like a porn star name. People will remember you and it'd be funny. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll call myself Brandon Hardbody. And he didn't realize that when we were 18 and I changed it, he set me up for life. And he created my future company name, all that sort of stuff.
So how much percentage have you given him?
0.
Absolutely zero, obviously.
Obviously.
Now, with that, with Hardbody being a thing, and with wanting to connect it to something I was really, really passionate about, I obviously thought of things that could help you improve, do what I love to do, which is the gym. So when it came to everything powerlifting, everything bodybuilding, and also the fact that I'd seen a lot of success over the few years, because I went to school with a guy called Ben Francis. He owns Gymshark, and me seeing his sort of success growing up as a kid, I always saw him as a really big icon of an inspiration to me. I saw him, I was 18 years old. He was 21 driving an Audi R8 around Bromsgrove town. And I was like, I want to get an R8 one day. And I was 24, I got an R8. So I felt like he massively influenced me too, to do more so clothing at the same time. So I connected these two things and made an equipment and clothing company and called it Hardbody, because it identified very closely with me. And I also love the fact that the word Hardbody, it doesn't just stand for like a hard, it stands for security, like someone, like hard body protection. I don't know. So it fit really, really well. And when I had these thoughts, when I had these ideas, I was like, you know what, this is absolutely brilliant, and I'm going to run with it. So I partnered with a different company that was going to help me grow it and stuff. It's called GenFlow. They helped me with some of the sourcing of the products and the building of the website, just something to get you off your feet, right? Because I had no idea about business. I didn't know how to start anything, and they helped me grow it to what it is now.
What is that called? GenFlow?
GenFlow, yeah.
And what they help you...
They have suppliers, they have website people. It basically just like all the things you need to find. It's all sort sort of a one-stop shop. It's all in one place. So they say, obviously, what products you want to build, obviously, and then they start sending you all the things that you would get from your supplier anyway, the samples and like the.
Wow, this is really interesting.
It's really,
I've never heard of this.
It's pretty cool. So all the decision, everything about the company is designed by you. The pictures that go on the website, the way it's branded, the Instagram, everything to do with that is all you. So if you don't put in the work, it ain't gonna grow. You could sell shit and they would make it.
Yeah.
Because they make it whatever you want to, right? But over the course of time, there's been a very nice transitional period where over the course of time, Hardbody has grown. I found my own suppliers. I've released my own products, and now there's more power in it. So I have more like, it's more mine in a way, and it feels I'm very proud. So in the beginning, it was a nice sort of like training wheel situation, and now it's become more mine. We're running bodybuilding shows, we're doing meetups, we're doing all these things, and I'm seeing it slowly flourish and turn into this incredible thing that it is today.
And and it is honestly like incredible. I put up a video yesterday about it, and it is just like, it's inspiring for a lot of people to see, and it's crazy to also be a part of it. And like I said to you, when you were, I believe you put something on your story, you were looking for people to work with Hardbody.
Yeah.
And I reached out to you because I was like, mate, I have said no to every single brand. All these brands that were DMing me, they were offering me monthly payment, they were offering me commission payment, all this different stuff. I said no to all of them because I had my eyes on Hardbody. Like even before Hardbody was out, I was waiting for it. I didn't know it existed, but there wasn't an equipment brand that I wanted to put my name on.
Yeah.
Because I was like, none of these represent how I feel. And then you brought out Hardbody with everything else you've done and the character that you are. And I was like, this is the shit. And then I got the equipment. I jizzed, bro. The equipment. I'm not just sucking his dick here.
You are, mate.
No, I don't give a fuck
Bro,
because it's true. I don't give a fuck.
You wouldn't do it for 10 million.
I don't
You'd do
care.
it for free.
You do it for
10
you
million.
do it for a pound.
We'll talk about commission afterwards. But it is honestly like the equipment is top tier.
It's awesome,
and I
yeah.
see the passion that goes into it. A lot like Christian Guzman, right? The passion that he puts into it and his products for our fleet.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I see the same commitment with you.
It's
And you're
because
very hands-on person.
It all derives from passion. Obviously, Christian massively inspired me too. So obviously, that being him being like a business figure that I wanted to sort of emulate, and it massively showed me how I wanted to run my own business. And now, like, it is my baby, it is my passion, it is my thing, right? And I want it to be the best it can be. So whether it takes 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years for it to become the biggest thing ever, I want it to be when you see the Hardbody icon, you think of strength. You think the same way people see SBD now, being the governing body of powerlifting.
Should have got some pieces.
Should have got some pieces. Either way,
I've got loads in my car.
I always said to myself
We have some in the car too.
that
Some.
You should get some. We'll show it at the end. Yeah.
it's all right. It's all right. You can just go on Hardbody Instagram.
And use code SPOON.
Because I actually do need some things. And I actually did have a look, and it does look like really good quality stuff.
I always said to myself that, like I said in the beginning, whatever brand I make, whether it be clothing or be equipment or be something else, whether it be fucking toothbrushes, I will make it the best it can be.
This guy brushes his teeth like 5 times a day, middle of the day.
Really?
Bring out a toothbrush, he'll be your main client.
No way.
That's interesting.
I have like 5 toothbrushes, and whenever I have like a date or something, she's like, "Well, who's the other bitch that lives here?" And I'm like, "No, bro, I just brush my teeth loads."
Is that just a story that you tell her?
No, I get it. But it's basically just a commitment to doing things right. And it's because I have this expectation of myself. I want it to be certain things. I will make multiple more businesses in the future. We've spoke about doing a cereal brand. I want to do a fashion brand. I want to do like loads of different things, and we'll make it the best it can be. But there's it's sort of like the...
What do, for people watching, it could be influencers, it could be younger people that are in the fitness industry that want to be a Hardbody athlete. What does it take for somebody, and what do you look for someone to work with Hardbody?
So becoming a Hardbody athlete has been a conversation that I've had with myself, with Jordy, with my PA. What does someone need to have? And it's always resorted back to me wanting to do things the way I want to do them. So I can hear outside opinions, I can hear what Jordy thinks and what other people think, but what I genuinely hope for in someone that wants to be a Hardbody athlete is they are literally just trying to do their best at what they're doing. There are people that work with Hardbody that have 5,000 followers, and there are people that work with Hardbody that have 300,000 Hardbody. There are the people that work with Hardbody that have 300,000 followers. One thing all these people have in common is they're all on the same sort of journey. They're all on the same sort of self-improvement journey. They're passionate about what they want to do and they care about what they're doing. So that person that has all those followers, if they're still on it and they're loving what they're doing, they're trying to spread a positive message. They once were in the position of someone that has like 5,000 followers and they're trying, they're grinding, and people want to have a chance, right? And I want Hardbody to be the reason that person feels like they have more of a chance to aspire to be more. Because sometimes when someone's starting out and they're starting out their fitness days, and the person that says to them in the gym, "You're looking great today," that's all they need to hear. And they're probably gonna put in another year of hard effort into the gym because they got a little bit of affirmation. And if someone is posting consistently, like I'm talking about every single day on their story every day, posting reels every single day, giving a shit, being a creative, and they genuinely are trying to inspire the small audience they have, that's a Hardbody athlete because they care about what they're doing and they have a small amount of reach, which obviously companies can benefit from. You wouldn't believe there are people that have 1 million followers that can't sell shit. There are people that have 10,000 followers that can sell a lot more. And I see it on the Shopify. I see it in the code uses all the time. You wouldn't believe that some people don't make shit. And there's a guy on board right now that has like 19,000 followers, but he beats most of the people that have all the followers. So the follower amount has never ever been a thing for me. They just have to be someone that cares.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot, that people that have a huge amount of following doesn't always result in a huge amount of engagement either.
It used to.
Or sales. Yeah, in general.
It used to, like, back in the day, if you had a fair amount of followers, you could put up a story and be like, "I've released a new coaching plan, blah, blah, blah." And you have hundreds, if not thousands of people come to it.
Yeah.
But nowadays the engagement's completely changed. So on Instagram, it's like you'll see someone, people buy followers as well, but you'll see someone with like 100K, 200K, a million. And it's like, I've got 12K and I get more engagement than you.
Give me 3 words to describe your brand.
3 words to describe the brand.
Like your vision for the brand.
The vision for the brand. It's going to take me a second.
Yeah, have a think.
With the
We'll come
countdown
back to
timer
you.
on.
Have a think, we'll come back to you. And then you can, whilst he does that, do you think that the business has ever affected your relationship?
I think that he gets busy with everything, but it doesn't affect our relationship because he always prioritizes us and making sure that I'm okay no matter what. But he will always look after his business as well. It's like he can do both. It's not just like sacrificing one for the other.
Does he work too much, would you say?
I wouldn't say that. He does work to extenuating hours of the morning, aka like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. But like at the end of the day, like he needs to do what he needs to do to get his shit done. And I would need to do the same with my stuff if I need to do that.
And I've seen it as well because like Jordy has her own brand. Jordy has a brand called BTYL, and it stands for Better Than Your Last, and it's an incredible business name as well. And obviously with Jordy creating that, and she has a little warehouse in her home which she like
I built it with my mom.
built it with her mum and everything.
How cute.
It's cute.
And put so much passion into that project, and obviously like releasing the brand and seeing how emotional Jordy was when it released and everything. And I knew that she understood what I felt at that moment because I was like,
It takes a lot to get even started, never mind to do the years that he's put in, like the last couple of years, putting into Hardbody. It takes a lot of work and sacrifice and time. And if you don't have a partner that also understands that, like it's never going to work.
And in business, if you care, sorry to interrupt, if you actually give a shit, it's not even about the time you put in, it's about the emotional strain.
Yeah.
Because you care so much, and if it doesn't go well, if a drop doesn't go well, if a sale doesn't go well, it breaks your heart because you put so much time into it, the shooting, the production, the back end, the development of the product, and you convince yourself this is a masterpiece, this is brilliant, and then everyone else hates it.
I saw when we did the Hardbody deadlift competition, and all 900 of us went for Nando's afterwards and hit Nando's PB. It was also the launch for the new purple gear. And when I saw your face light up when you saw how much people were buying it, and you were so happy that people liked it. Like I saw the happiness on your face.
Because it goes back from, like I said, when I was a kid, not being liked. And when you make something and people really like it, it's more, they like your ideas, they like who you are, they like you as a person, and they like this creation that this thing you've made. It would be the same as having like, imagine the pride if you was a dad or if you was a mum or something, right? And your child was really good at singing and became famous, and all these people had fans all over the world, how proud would you
I'll
be?
be gassed.
Because people love your creation.
My retirement fund is in, bro.
So it's the same thing as like when you build something and people love it,
It's your baby.
you put your time into it and people love it.
So,
Yeah,
what about...
And what's
for-
it? Oh, the parents' reference as well. It's like if your people didn't like your kid, what are you going to do? You're going to nurture them more until they do.
Yeah. What about for you? Do you have athletes for your brands?
I don't. It's all myself and off the back end of my own social media and everything like that. But obviously, like for me, my company is called Better Than Your Last, BTYL. It's a clothing company and it's like athleisure. So it's really cozy, comfy fits that's for females. And it's just about feeling your best and wearing things that truly make you feel comfortable and confident when you're at home, when you're going to the store, anything in between on your hot girl walks. But it was a brand that I started as a podcast with my best friend, and her name is Skylar. Her and I have been best friends since I was 16. And we were inseparable, and we decided to make a podcast. I was on prep and we tried to start a podcast, kind of like, it was like a Call Her Daddy type of vibe where it was like, kind of just
They just
talking
spoke
about
shit
like,
about guys.
no, not just that, but like,
We definitely don't do that about girls.
it was literally talking shit, but it was also like telling our stories of like stuff that have happened in like our past, in our relationships, in our family life, and everything in between, which like motivated us to be better, changed us and turned us into better people, made decisions that maybe weren't the best, but we turned it into something good. And that's where the podcast started. But we were both in Canada at that time. I came back to the UK and it kind of fell off because it was harder to do a podcast when you're away from someone. I'm not saying you can't do it, of course, but it was harder for both of our schedules to align. I work from
I
home.
also personally feel like you was very motivated and Skylar wasn't.
That's a thing too.
biggest problem in
I'm
business.
very much motivated, and I'm like, okay, I have a project, I'll do it. Let's go. And she's very busy. She also has a full-time job, so like her falling off of that end was like totally normal. And then from there, the brand kind of died. She asked me to delete the podcast side of things. And I was like, okay, but I didn't want to let go of the whole brand name because I truly believed in it and I loved it. I thought it was something that could turn into something bigger, which was a vision that I had for it. And I asked for like the rights to it. I didn't pay out or anything like that. We weren't making money from the podcast anyways. But I was like, I want to run with this and I want to make it something big and I want to make it something really cool because I believe that people can get behind the message of the brand, which is why I created it.
I got a couple more questions that I want to ask you about business. So how do you deal with the stress of business, and has it ever made you want to quit?
No, the stress of business never made me want to quit. The stress of sometimes it not working or like people like, again, not liking your ideas has made me second guess them sometimes. If a launch didn't go so well, I'm like, are people really liking this? Because when I learned certain things about other businesses that do like print on demand and they don't really give a fuck, but they're making millions, and that some people seemingly just flow through life and they have this money just come to them as if they don't even give a shit. So I started to believe at some point when it wasn't doing so well, is my passion wasted? Is my am I just deluded in my wanting this so badly, but it's going to inevitably ruin me if people don't believe in it like I do? And now it's sort of going in a positive way, so that's kind of helped. But I wouldn't say that that I've been put off by anything like that. No.
And what's the biggest obstacle that you've had to come over whilst doing all your business?
I don't think I have one actually.
You've never had an obstacle this entire time?
I'd say mine.
What would an obstacle be for you?
My business partner. I got in business with someone who was my best friend, and he had another business and solely focused on that business.
Oh, okay, fair
and
enough. Yeah.
treated me as an employee, and it just became really sour by the end.
Yeah.
To the point where he would not speak to me for a month. I mean, we're running a multi-million-pound business, and he wouldn't talk to me. He wouldn't answer the phone. He was just quite nasty by the end.
That's not good. Yeah.
That's horrible.
That was the hardest
bad.
part, and eventually that led to the collapse of the business.
Of course, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
For
it
me,
sucks,
it
man.
was like with my business, sort of photography and videography, is I'd have quiet moments. Obviously, this is quite new to me as well. I've been doing it for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And there'll be moments where I'm like, I don't have any clients this week or whatever, and I'm like, how am I going to make a future out of this?
Yeah.
And then I'll have weeks where I make people's 3-4 months income in that week.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, this is going to work. And then again, it will fluctuate. Now it's like, it's steady. I need to start taking people under me because there's so much work to do. But there are times where like I lose the motivation kind of just because I'm like, I've got so much passion for this, like yourself. And it's not happening the way I want it to. I want more. And
I know what you mean.
What like, have you ever had moments like that?
I would say I've never had a moment like that with Hardbody, just because, in fact, my love for growing the brand has actually affected other things in my life. Like, I think that I'll give everything. I will make it huge, and I'll do everything for it to be big as well. Like, it's even affected, like, I got a pro card, and I obviously love bodybuilding, right? But there's sometimes in moments where, like, I've skipped meals and I've not trained, and I've gone through a few days in a row where I haven't trained, and this is obviously a passion for me too. But it's as if, like, the reason I've never thought about quitting is because I have never thought about me, like when I started it, and it's, you know, I've just, I can never imagine not doing it, right? Because that's how like strong minded I am in my conviction of making it big. Because if I feel like if I don't give everything to it, then I'm not the man I want to be, and I'm not someone that sticks to their word. And I said I was going to make it big, so I will.
So for me, it's like, I can imagine myself working a 9 to 5. I've never worked a 9 to 5 in my life. And
it's the same reason I can't have conversations with people that don't give a shit. I just don't waste time on it anymore.
100%.
Because I'm like, you don't care? Oh, you can't go to the gym. You're demotivated. I don't have an idea. I'm like, we ain't got the same mindset, mate.
Yeah, just shut the fuck up.
I can literally give you so much information right now. If you want to sit down with me, and I've had many conversations like it.
Yeah, but they still don't do anything about it.
I've built people YouTube channels. I've done things for people. I've spent so much time on other people where they just still didn't give a shit. So I could sit down with someone in the gym and be like, ask me any question right now, and I will fill your brain with more than it can hold.
I've done it so many times.
It's more about the person than
You've got to find, if you want it, you'll find it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get questions constantly like, how did you do this? How did you do that? How did you do this? When I first started, I just did it. I've researched. You go on YouTube, you go on Google. I put passion and time into it. You got to put effort, and it's one word. It's just dedication.
Yeah.
It's also just trying, just putting effort. A
amount-
little bit of effort goes a long way. So if you're not even willing to even try even the slightest amount, what makes you think that you're going to make it into something big?
Yeah.
Whether that be social media, your business, your life, anything like that.
And it doesn't matter, because sometimes it doesn't result in millions. Sometimes it results in just enough to get by. But at least you're trying. At least you love what you're doing. Some people can start a business idea and make 10 million. Some people can do it and make 10,000. But at least you cared.
And the thing that I promote is at the end of the day, you've got one life. And all right, if you're making good money and you're happy with everything, but you're unhappy in your job, but you weigh up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Yeah, it depends for different people. But if you're really unhappy in your job and you're not making enough money, and in the future, if you look at what you can get out of that job and you're not making enough money from it, and you never will to live the lifestyle you want, why are you not taking the chance and the risk to chase something you'd passionately enjoy? Because if you passionately enjoy something, there are always ways to make money off of it.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, let's finish off on the 3 words to describe the vision of your
Back to
brand.
it.
The 3 words, I would say, giving, because I would like Hardbody to give people the proof that they can have their own version of it. The slogan is yours to make, because it's your responsibility and it's your chance now to make something with your life, which is obviously why it's equipment, because it assists you with what your goal is. So I would say giving. I would say relentless is one too, obviously, because relentless is something that I believe I am with the business, and I would like that the vision of the business continues that on. Even if it becomes massive and I'm less involved, I would like everyone to be in it to equally be relentless and try and make it what it is. Which is why sometimes when, like, you know, you bring on an athlete and they maybe don't post or they don't care, it's like, all right, well, you can leave then. If you don't care, leave. I'm not losing. I want people to be within the brand that actually care about it. And if you don't, I'm not going to ask you to care. You have to care yourself. So relentless, giving, and one more, man.
Strength or power, maybe.
Strength and power. No. You have to cut when I'm deciding. Fuck.
No, we're not. We're rolling.
It's so much.
Passionate.
Inspired. Because when you go on the Hard Buddy Instagram, it's almost as if for some people, and even myself, you go on the Instagram and you're actually inspired by it. You don't see necessarily a product. Oh, this business is just trying to sell something. We just hit 50,000 followers, and growing a business account is very hard, but I really do think it's happened because of the fact that people come on the page and they are inspired as if the page itself and the business is an influencer, as if it has its own personality. It's not just a bunch of products and pictures and stuff. It's people giving a fucking shit about what they want to do. It's people lifting with their heart. It's people competing in bodybuilding shows now and like giving it their everything, as well as having the, you know, the products to sell along with it. But what I'm actually trying to sell is a lifestyle and a passion, not just a product.
Amazing.
So
Useful.
Listen, thank you for coming on, guys. It was a real pleasure to, you know, we got two sides of you. We had the funny, unserious side, and we had
The uncomfortable side.
That's my favorite
business
side.
The awkward side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thanks
Yeah.
for
I
everything.
normally do the outro, but
Yeah,
I
do
feel
it.
like the honors could be for you to look down the camera and do an outro.
I'll do an outro. All right, okay.
Do you know how to do an outro? I'm just checking.
He's done a couple of YouTube
Is it going to be on
videos.
YouTube?
Yeah.
It's on YouTube?
Yeah.
All right, then, guys, that's going to be it for the podcast. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to check out the social channels in the description. Make sure to follow everyone involved in this incredible production. If you did like it, subscribe if you want to see more podcasts just like it.
I'll see you in the next one.
And, well, yeah.
Well done, Jordy. You messed up his flow.
Post notifications on.
Turn on notifications because it really helps the podcast grow. And, yeah,
Awesome.
we will all see you. Well, these guys will see you
I'll
in the
see
next
you in
one.
the next one.
I will never see you again. Well, maybe if it goes well, we'll see you again. But if not, peace out.
Awesome.
Peace.
Thank you, guys.